Welcome, Pewter Report readers, viewers, and listeners to a brand new edition of the Pewter GameDay Show, brought to you by PewterReport.com. It's the Bucs and the Seahawks, the most aesthetically pleasing game we will see in the entire NFL schedule. I'm your host, Matt Matera. Joined with me is Daniel Morales, my co-host for the Pewter GameDay Show. Daniel, how we doing, man?
Doing good, man. I think the Buccaneers need to start off fast, and here we go already. The Buccaneers get the ball first.
Yeah, and a little bit of a choppy start here as Cameron Johnson drops the kickoff and then takes it in the end zone for a touchback. So no harm, no foul, but the Bucs will be on offense first. And as you mentioned, getting off to a fast start is paramount for Tampa Bay in this game. Want to say hello to everybody in the comments as well. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon with the 4:05 start. Of course, Bucky Irving is not playing in this game. He had a Instagram post about it too, saying it's more his shoulder than his foot. So Rachaad White is in the backfield, and he starts off with a rush for no gain.
Yeah, this is not an easy defensive line they're going up against, just like last week as well with the Eagles. They have three guys who are very difficult. You have Murphy, you have Reed, you have Leonard Williams. You know Leonard Williams because he was with the Jets, of course.
Yeah.
And they have a very difficult defensive line to go up against. But let's see if the Buccaneers are up to task.
Yeah, their run-stopping defense is just as good as Tampa Bay's. So might be difficult for Rachaad White in today's game. They got Chris Godwin in the slot. Looks like Tez Johnson up top. As Baker goes to throw, he connects with Chris Godwin Jr., and that's a first down as he's tackled over the marker. I don't know about you, Daniel, but I think this is going to be the breakout game for Chris Godwin Jr. I think last week was all about knocking off the rust, getting reacclimated to playing for really the first time in 11 games. I think we're going to see somewhere close to vintage Chris Godwin Jr. today. Maybe not the, prime Chris Godwin Jr., but some aspect of it.
Yeah, Baker talked about it. He didn't feel like Chris Godwin didn't feel like he was making his cuts off correctly. He's just getting back. Again, that rust off, but maybe today is the breakout game for Chris Godwin Jr. I know the Buccaneers fans would love that if that was the case here.
Bucs go play action. Baker rolling out, throwing deep down the field, has a wide open Cade Otton. Cade Otton playing in his college town, one of the many Washington Huskies, and Otton makes the catch down the field. Bucs are in business early. The vaunted tight end passing game that talked about for a little while now.
Matt, the tight end usage has been, very minimal throughout the first 4 games of the season. Do you think today we see a breakout game out of Cade Otton, possibly?
I mean, 27 yards right there. He might have already broken out in terms of what he's done all season long. Bucs go play action again. It's a screen to Rachaad White. Able to make something out of nothing. They had blitzed the corner on the play. Minimal game there.
We know the Buccaneers have their fair share of injuries. On Wednesday, 16 players on the injury report. That scared me quite a bit. The Seattle Seahawks have 3 of their defensive starters out. You got Julian Love out, the safety DeMarcus Lawrence, the defensive lineman. And also you got Devon Witherspoon. He's their best, defensive back there. All three of those guys are out. And, of course, the Buccaneers have Bucky Irving and Mike Evans out. So pretty even on that front there.
Yeah, I do think it kind of cancels each other out as the Bucs run it with Rachaad White on 2nd and 6. He gets about 5 yards, very close to that marker, setting up a 3rd and short. Kind of surprising, Daniel, that the Bucs only have 1 rushing touchdown this season. They came in a dramatic way with Rachaad White's touchdown late in the game against the Houston Texans on Monday Night Football. But a bit interesting with how this team is.
Talking about rushing touchdowns, the Seattle Seahawks defense has not allowed a single rushing touchdown this entire year. So let's see if that's broken too. We know last time that these 2 teams faced each other, Rachaad White had that beautiful stiff arm in Germany. Let's see if he has a monster game. There we go. First down. Move the chains.
Great cut by Rachaad White. He wanted to go to the left side, but saw that the holes were plugged there. So he cut to the right side. Only a 3 or 4 yard game, but you only need 1. That's great field vision right there.
We got Q's44 here in the chat, and he's going to see one of his favorite players today, Sean Tucker, get hopefully a good amount of carries because we know Bucky Irvin's out. You're going to have Rachaad White leading that front there, but Sean Tucker should get his fair amount of reps, and also Josh Williams, the undrafted free agent rookie at LSU. Let's see how many reps he gets as well.
Yeah, I would like to see him get some opportunities. By the way, shout out to Kevin Thomas, Awesome guy, Kevin, and also the other Kevin Thomas as well, watching from Rome as Baker connects to K-Dot, and once again, it's the breakout game, folks. But shout out to you, Kevin Thomas. Thanks for watching all the way in Rome. Last week we had Scott Federico watching in Italy, so the Bucs are well represented in Italy over the last 2 weeks. Looks like it's the Cade Otten breakout game.
Baker so far off to a really hot start, 4 for 4, 56 yards. Already at the 17-yard marker here.
Yeah, Bucs are in rhythm. Screen to Sean Tucker. The Seahawks had that planned out pretty well, so it's going to go for a loss. It looked like Baker hesitated on wanting to throw it in the first place. But the Bucs are in field goal range. We should note that Chase McLaughlin was put on the injury report. He's going to play in the game, but he has a stomach illness right now. So we'll see if that has any impact in this game. Second and 14 for Tampa Bay. Line's holding up well. Baker's going to scramble. Trying to find room. The receiver fell. Eventually, he finds Sterling Shepard. Kobe Bryant in coverage as well.
This is a really good defense for Seattle. So far, just 4 games in, they already have 7 interceptions. And 2 of those are by one of their inside linebackers, Ernest Jones, who has had a tremendous start to his 2025 campaign here. But they have, 7 interceptions, 12 sacks also, and 24 PBUs coming into this game. Oh, I mean, I'm sure Bucs fans want the Buccaneers defense to have 7 interceptions, but hasn't been the case so far.
Yeah, lack of turnovers for the defense. But here's third down. Baker, he's going to tuck it and run. Slides early, so the Bucs will settle for a field goal. By the way, Robert Cox Jr. says, "Let's go Bucs. I got my new creamsicle jersey on and want the win for my 40th birthday. So happy birthday to you, Robert Cox Jr. And Sonny says a decent amount of red in the crowd. That's good to see.
Last week, there's a lot of green, unfortunately. Did feel like a home game ball, but there was a lot of fans out there today.
All right, let's see. Chase McLaughlin on for a 30-yard field goal attempt with 8 minutes to go in the opening session. Kick is up, and it is good. Bucs jump out to a 3-0 lead. Considering the slow starts for Tampa Bay, I'll settle for the field goal. You certainly want to see touchdowns, and I think red zone efficiency is going to become a little bit of a storyline with this team. Just based on we saw the stat on the screen there as well. I think 36%. So you want to see a little bit better in red zone efficiency, but it's good to start the game with a lead.
Yeah, red zone efficiency and also third down. They were the first in the league last year, ranked first in third down win rate. This year, not so good there. We got a lot of engagement here in the chat. We love that.
Yeah, appreciate everybody watching. We'll get to some comments throughout the game. Casper says, better than nothing. Flash Gordon says, I was hoping they go for it on fourth down with McLaughlin playing sick. Yeah, we don't exactly know how much this is bothering him. But clearly, he was fine on that field goal, but something to pay attention to. And Mark Fisher says, first drive, we have points. Good job. Hughes 44 is hoping for a Sam Darnold pick. I think Bucs fans would all enjoy that. I think there's something to Todd Bowles. He coached Sam Darnold back in the day. Darnold's first year with the Jets. I believe it was Todd Bowles' last year with New York. And they've matched up a couple of times with Sam Darnold in Carolina. And I get it, different team, system, players that he's going to be throwing to and working with on the offensive side. But Todd Bowles knows Sam Darnold pretty well. I think he can dial up the right types of pressures and coverage to try to keep Darnold off balance.
What might offset that, however, is Clint Kubiak. He was the offense coordinator last year with the New Orleans Saints, and the Buccaneers obviously faced him twice, and he knows what the Todd Bowles defense has to offer there. But just like Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold's had this incredible comeback story, this redemption story for himself. And the last 21 starts that he's made throughout the last 2 years, he's 17-4. So you love to see a comeback story. I think a lot of times throughout the NFL, teams move on too quickly from their young quarterbacks. That's a problem. Vic Fangio talked about last week. A lot of GMs just make mistakes, and I think with these two guys, the Carolina Panthers, they had both of these guys and let them both go. So if they would have kept one of them, maybe it would have changed things.
Scott and I were joking during the week. We're like, Panthers, what are you doing? You had Baker and Sam Darnold. You lost them both. And Panthers actually got a win today. They beat the Miami Dolphins. So. And the Saints got their first win of the season. Atlanta is on a bye, so the NFC South has a chance to have somewhat of a sweep, albeit without.
Yeah, I feel like the Buccaneers really need to win this game because next week you got San Francisco coming over. They're injured, they're banged up, but they keep finding ways to win. They've been able to beat Todd Bowles and Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the last few engagements they've had. But if the playoffs were to begin today, this would be the first round for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers would be the 4th seed. Seattle Seahawks would be the 5th seed. This is a true measuring test for how they're going to be able to do in the playoffs. Of course, they're banged up right now. They're injured, but the Seattle Seahawks aren't the healthiest team out there as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really fun matchup.
It's the toughest stretch between last week against the Eagles, now Seattle, 49ers, and Detroit coming up. All right, 1st and 10, 7:53 to go in the first quarter. Sam Darnold lines up in shotgun. It's going to be a free play for Seattle. Looks like Vita Vea jumped off sides. Pass is completed for a first down. That was Horton.
Torrey Horton. Week 3, he had a 95-yard punt return against the Saints. I mean, they have a great special teams unit as well. They've even blocked a field goal. They blocked a punt as well. This is for Bucs fans. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have had their struggle on special teams. I mean, you're going up against a special teams unit with the Seattle Seahawks that are really, really well, really good.
By the way, Mark Fisher with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you very, very much. Who says, is Bryce Hall just that bad that he's inactive? I'm actually very, very surprised that Bryce Hall was not called up from the practice squad to the active roster, especially with no Jamel Dean and no Benjamin Morrison. Second week in a row, the Bucs have not called up anybody from it. So you remember, he is coming off of like a pretty gruesome injury last season. It shows their faith in Jacob Parrish and I think Kendall Vildor as well. I know Todd Bowles mentioned Josh Hayes, and
no Josh Hayes.
Bucs fans were quite dissatisfied, to say the least. It looks like Parrish is lining up with Jackson Smith and Jigba. Seahawks go play action. Darnold has time throwing down the field. Ooh.
Wow.
Diving catch by Cooper Kupp, who has been a tormentor for the Bucs in recent years. Though Sam Darnold was rallying everybody up to the line.
Bit up tempo here. A few things with this Seattle Seahawks offense. So they've ran about 60% of plays out of play action, using play action. Also, they run a lot of 12 personnel, 2 tight ends in the football field. And they love their 2 young tight ends, A.J. Barner and Elijah Arroyo. Those are 2 breakout candidates as well. So you hope Sebastian Dennis steps up today.
Yeah.
Because in pass coverage, he's going to need to have a really good game, or these 2 guys could break out.
Kenneth Walker with a run to the outside for a first down. So Bucs defense did not get the message about these fast starts. They are slowing down once again. Seattle is on the cusp of field goal range. We're going to run it with Walker again. Better job by Tampa Bay. Logan Hall in there along with Servasse Dennis. Yes, Ashley says this D starts like crap again. Yeah, I don't know why. They have to get through a first series before they truly get it together. Whew, that was a beauty of play by Marvin Harrison Jr. 2nd and 8, 5:59 to go. So, yeah, they have Kendall Vildor on the outside. It's a pitch to the outside. Nobody home for Tampa Bay. Eventually, the stop is made by Tyke Smith. There is a flag, though. And it's on Seattle, pushing them back 10 yards. Stan Glassman says, lucky we got the hold. Yes, but at the same time, if there wasn't a hold, maybe you make the play. So, kind of sad. So
that's Greg Zabel there. He's been their best offensive lineman. He's a rookie. He's been their best offensive lineman. Last week, he allowed his first pressure in the NFL. So that's like, he's off to like a Tristan Wirfs-esque type of start to his rookie year. Really good player there.
Interviewed him at the Combine.
Cool.
Wanted the Bucs to get him.
Yeah, me too. He's a perfect Jason-like type of offensive lineman besides the ginger long red hair. Look.
Ooh, nasty stiff arm, but great job by the Bucs in pursuit.
Wow.
Again, a good stiff arm by Walker, but it went for no gain. That'll be 3rd and 17. By the way, the Philadelphia Eagles have officially suffered their first loss of the season, losing 21-17 to the Denver Broncos. So big time as well. Bucs could potentially be tied for first place in the NFC with a win today, although Philadelphia would have the tiebreaker.
You see the rushing yards per attempt there stat for the Seattle Seahawks, 3.6 yards per carry. That puts them at 28th in the league. And they had also the most rushes for negative or no yarders as well. They're going up against another like really tough, the best defense against the run since 2019. We saw last week the Philadelphia Eagles wanted to make the run game more efficient, and Saquon Barkley left with a 2.2 yard per carry average. I don't think they're going to have much luck on the ground this week.
Bucs get the stop on 4th down in Jigba with the catch, Smith and Jigba. So they will settle for a field goal. Jason Myers with the attempt.
9 for 11. He's missed 2 so far this year. This is 44.
Kick is up, and it is no good.
Oh.
No good. Tampa Bay keeps their lead at 3-0. The kicking game has been a roller coaster for Tampa Bay, but it helps them out in this sense with a missed kick.
That's some good fortune right there for Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right, how we feeling, Bucs fans?
Yeah,
Bucs keep the lead. They're getting the ball back. Cuse44 says, yes. Jan Rogers says, Lego.
Cuse44 now pound the biscuit.
Yeah.
Run the ball.
Sashley says, LOL, got a break. Defense, kicker sucks. Stan Glassman says, Bucs defense stopped them to no points. LOL. Yeah, I mean, I did criticize them, but they picked it up later on. They certainly benefited from the holding penalty and then the missed kick. But hey, you'll take it any way you can. Nicola Legistina, who's also a Pewter Report YouTube channel member, thank you for all your support, says predicting it's going to be 6-0 after this drive. I don't understand the frowny face. Like, yes, I get it. You want touchdowns over field goals, but, you know. Mark Fisher says, not great. Seattle was running well. They were, but I have more confidence in the Bucs being able to stop the run eventually. Todd Bowles will make some adjustments. Steven Stansfield says, chase for my fantasy football team, please. Yeah, I am starting Rachaad White today because, well, one, Bucky Irving's not playing, so he's going to get more of the attempts. But then I also have Chicago's running back that is on a bye. His name is slipping my mind at the moment, David Montgomery. So it kind of worked hand in hand with having to start Rachaad White anyway. Hezo813 says, running game for Seattle will not keep up. Bowles one of the best in the league at making adjustments. That I agree with. And Daniel, we saw that on display, maybe not necessarily with stopping the run, but last week, that second half against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Adjustments were made, and they were terrific in the second half. How's your fantasy football team doing this year?
You know, I used to have like 25 leagues. I used to play the ESPN free fantasy football thing, but ever since I became a dad, I don't have as much time to play fantasy football. Maybe
Understood.
I'll start one up soon here, but
Looks like Derek Hall. Wow, Derek Hall has an oblique injury. He is out for the game. Bucs go play action again. Baker throwing deep down the field, looking for Otten again. They would like a penalty. It looks like they're not going to get it. Second and 10 for Tampa Bay. Josh Williams in the game. They're going to hand it off with Bucky. Or sorry, Rashad White. I missed Bucky already. Little pony package there.
Yeah. Good game. What, 5-6 yards? Yep.
Third and 4 for Tampa Bay. Steven Stansfield says, I also got White. Accused 44 says, pony package. Baker's going to have to scramble. He's going to tuck it and run. Makes the defender miss. Get down. And he does wisely. Baker Mayfield slides, extends the drive. And the Bucs get a first down.
Mike McDonald, the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks this week, said that Baker Mayfield is probably the best in the league when it comes to extending these plays. He can do it with his arm. He can do it with his legs. He's not a dual threat quarterback, but he basically is.
Right, yeah. He's not looking to run unless he absolutely has to.
Yep.
Otten goes in motion. A little bit of a bunch formation. Now Godwin goes to the right side. They're going to run it with Bucky Irving, who just kind of runs into a wall. Short gain. Jan Rogers says, Baker might rush for 500 this year. You know what? Maybe. It'll help his MVP case, I'll tell you that. Who would you have in the running for MVP right now? Like a top 3, a top 5.
Man, I don't know. I would put Baker Mayfield definitely on that list there. He has one interception on the season, but looking back, I don't know how you feel about the interception he threw last week. But I saw what you saw. If you saw Chris Godwin in the back of the end zone, he put his hand up, and his defender was maybe 2-3 steps behind, and Baker Mayfield decided to rip that ball to him. And of course, it got tipped. But if he made that pass, I mean, if it did get tipped, it would have been a beautiful completion for a touchdown. And I mean, I know he said that he would have rather, looking back, tucked it, just went down the football or something. But I said it was a bad decision, a Jameis Winston-esque decision last week.
Yeah.
But looking back, I think it was a good decision. It just didn't turn out, of course, the outcome you wanted. But Baker Mayfield definitely would be on my list for right now, one of my 3 guys on that MVP candidacy.
Yeah, I think at the time, we both said what a bad decision. But we also did not realize as a little creative design there for Cameron Johnson with the short run. At the time, we didn't realize the pass was tipped until looking, at the replay. Emeka Buka caught a pass for a first down. He kind of got thrown out of bounds. I'm surprised there wasn't any type of personal foul penalty there.
Yeah, I saw a stat where Emeka Buka, I think he ranks 81st out of 86 wide receivers for like his separation percentage. But I think looking back, remember Quinion Mitchell was holding a lot. It didn't get called. But I think it's hard to create that separation when a guy is like yanking on your shirt and it's not getting called throughout the entire game. But
Baker goes play action, was looking for Otten. So tons of targets today for Kate Otten. But it goes incomplete. But there is a penalty. Maybe some type of holding on the defense. Oh, roughing the passer. Okay.
15 yards.
Bucs will take it.
Yeah.
Hey, as we've talked about, a lot of times only the Bucs can beat themselves with penalties. Penalties has been a little bit of an issue. We're seeing Seattle right now beat themselves. With the holding penalty on their offensive drive and now this roughing the passer penalty.
I get it. It's low, but
I agree. It's tough to call that. But they're always going to err on the side of caution and being safe for the quarterback. So I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. Bucs fans will like it. All right, looks like Sean Tucker's in the game at running back. Shout out to you, Q's 44. They faked the pitch to him. Baker's going to step up and run. Oh, Baker's got the legs, does the pump fake. Kind of fell, but little gain. Little gain. That might be the last play of the quarter. We'll see. Yeah, Bucs don't look like they're in a rush to get a play off, especially with Baker scrambling on that last one. Yeah, looks like maybe try to draw them off sides. Nah, they're just going to chill. And Baker's fired. How can you not love Baker Mayfield?
What a guy.
All right, Bucs fans, tell us how you're feeling after this first quarter. Happy, sad, optimistic, pessimistic? Let us know. How about you? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good so far. The Buccaneers, they got some help with the roughing the passer, the holding on Greg Zabel there. They're in perfect position right now to score at least a field goal, go up 6-0 if there's not a turnover. I feel like the Buccaneers are off to a really hot start. In the beginning of the week, I had the Buccaneers winning this game. But once I saw that Wednesday injury report, 16 players on it, it kind of changed my mind. But then the injuries kind of canceled out now. So, I went with Seattle to win this game. But this is anybody's game at this point right now. And it looks like the Buccaneers, they look confident. The energy is there. Remember last week, the energy just became flat once Riley Dixon had that block punt. And the Buccaneers brought in two punters to try out this week, decided to stick with Riley Dixon. Let's see if that pays off for them. But I'm feeling pretty confident right now. Well, it's a long game, right? 60 minutes. Got 3 more quarters to go, but see a lot. I love the engagement here in the chat here for us.
Yeah. Let's start it with Talking Trash says, we're taking a win today. Joe M says, winning the first quarter, finally. Sunshine and Lollipops Cat says, feeling nervous. Dan L says, I thought we'd be down 36-0 by now. So feeling pretty good. Sashley says, finish the drive. No more BS field goals.
Yeah.
Carl Gajardo says, Mayfield trying to pump up the crowd, LOL. Hughes 44 is very happy about a first quarter shutout. Stan Glassman says, we do love Baker, my favorite Bucs quarterback ever, and I loved Doug Williams. Flash Gordon says, feeling pretty good, liking the vibe that I'm feeling. Yes, the vibes do seem right based on leading in the first quarter, going ahead 3-0. Again, you want to see the touchdowns, but they're certainly in that striking range once again. Daniel Gomez says, I feel very good if we score a touchdown. Shaggy says, got a lead after 1. I'll take it.
Geist85 wants an Emeka Buka touchdown. He believes one is coming up for your. That'll be his 5th of the season already. We're only 5 games in.
Yeah, right.
What a start. That would be.
AJ Consis says, really need to go up 2 scores here. Steven Stansfield says, run the ball with Rachaad White. I wouldn't mind that either.
Run up the middle, run it to the left. I wouldn't run it to the right with Haggard and Heck out there.
2nd and 6 for Tampa Bay. They're throwing it to Rachaad White. Able to make something out of nothing. Seattle's been aggressive, but they've done a good job of not being over-aggressive as well. Geist85 says White too much dancing. I don't know about that one. I mean, he already had 3 defenders in the backfield. He kind of had to make them miss. But a crucial 3rd and 4 coming up.
I think that was one of his big problems. That's why Bucky Irvin's able to start over him. Just too much dancing before he hits the hole and goes north. But Bucky Irvin gives him a perfect opportunity. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. Show all the other 31 teams out there, or even the Buccaneers themselves, what his worth is.
3rd and 4. Baker throws. No, incomplete. I think that was Chris Godwin Jr. Bobbled and unable to make the catch, unfortunately.
I'm trying to. If I was Todd Bowles, I'd be aggressive right here, 4 yards away. Just play it safe and kick it. I think.
Yeah, I'm curious what the analytics say at the moment. I mean, it's still a 1-score game.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Should have had it, but they're going to settle for the field goal.
Guy 85 says easy catch. Shame.
36-yard attempt for Chase Money McLaughlin. And the bank is open once again. Bucs extend their lead to 6-0.
Right down the middle for Chase, and it doesn't seem like that stomach illness has been an issue so far. And last week, he had the 65-yard field goal that he made. The longest in NFL history outside as well. So Chase is fully back, it seems.
Daniel Gomez says, can't settle for field goals. They score a touchdown and they are up. Unfortunately, that is quickly becoming a narrative and storyline for this game.
Yeah.
By the way, Arizona just went up 13-3 on the Tennessee Titans, and Detroit is up 7-0 on the Cincinnati Bengals. I have the Lions in my Survivor League, so I will be rooting for the Detroit Lions. I won't be rooting for them, though, when the Bucs take them on in a couple of weeks in Detroit on Monday Night Football, which should be one of the best games of the season.
I think a few trends going across the league is injuries. I know the Ravens had about 21 players on their injury report this week. They somehow beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the amount of injuries they have. Lamar Jackson's out, of course, this week as well. But I think whatever team is healthiest towards the end of the year, and, for Bucs fans, you hope it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Whatever team is healthiest towards the end of the year, that's going to be the most dangerous team to face if you're the Eagles or if you're the Washington Commanders or whoever it is in the playoffs. The Buccaneers are going to get McMillan back at some point, maybe around a little bit before or after the bye. You can get Luke back pretty soon. Bucky Irving's just going to be out for a short amount of time, just a few weeks and the entire season, so that's good. He had that when he went down with that fumble last week. We saw it, that replay with his ankle just looked really bad, and his shoulder also is an issue there. But if the Buccaneers can be healthy at the very end of the year and heading into the playoffs, they're going to be extremely dangerous team, a team that I don't think anybody's going to want to see.
Hezo813 says, Godwin's still finding his footing. Got to keep his confidence up on the sideline.
Yep.
Offense needs him. Yeah, Chris is one of those guys. I mean, he's certainly a leader on this team, but he does seem like the type of guy that will maybe beat himself up a little bit too much over that play. And yeah, I said it was going to be a breakout game for him. Clearly, Kate Otten has taken that role as the breakout player, but still early, only in the second quarter. We'll see if Chris Godwin Jr. can have a response to that. I agree with Stan Glassman. Says the Godwin hate so uncalled for. Yeah, I mean, it's his second game back. He's been so important to this organization. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. Botched catch by the returner. Young on it, and Marquise Watts ends up making the tackle. So the sunlight playing a little bit of a factor on these kickoffs. We saw Cameron Johnson miss one early on. Also, the Chargers are up 7-0 on the Washington Commanders. A better turnover.
Yeah, that's what Stan Glassman says here. Let's get a turnover on defense. Let's see.
So, yeah, it looks like they have Kindle Vildor on the outside as... Where's that parrot? I can't... The one downside a little bit with these throwback uniforms is that the numbers are slightly difficult to see.
With the sun glaring. I can't.
Yeah. That too. Geist85, thanks for the $2 super chat, says, how much does it cost for a Bucs turnover? Probably more than the extension that they gave Simon McCollum. Darnold firing again. Great coverage there by Jacob Parrish, and it looks like they throw a penalty flag a little bit later.
I mean, Parrish's shirt's all ripped up. I didn't see what happened there, but his shirt's completely ripped. pass interference on offense.
PI on Jacob Parrish. I don't agree with the call.
Oh, defense, my bad. His
He's
shirt's
ripping apart his shirt. Yeah, let's get a replay on this one. I mean, he's what? Come on. As Deion Sanders would say, that's some bull junk. Oh, Levante David hanging on for dear life. Makes the tackle for loss in the backfield.
They have two good running backs with Zach Charbonnet and also Kenneth Walker the third. But really good play there, tackle for loss by Levante David, who I felt like he's been a little bit slower, maybe taking a little bit of a step behind. You know, he's an all-time Buccaneers great, but this year has been, you know, a little bit slower than you expect from Levante David, of course.
Yeah, it hasn't been bad. It's just been not up to Levante David type of levels. So wouldn't shock me if it's his last year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2nd and 13 for Tampa Bay. Levante is certainly helping on that play. Darnold throwing over the middle. The ball's popped up into the air. Goes incomplete, and Jigba was the target. Winfield on the hit. And unfortunately, nobody was around to be the beneficiary of.
They're keeping Parrish as well in the nickel, and it looks like Vildor outside at corner as well. I like not moving too many more guys around. Just putting one guy to replace Morrison and Dina outside corner. I like that move.
They're going with the Rondé Barber system of playing the outside on 1st and 2nd down, and then moving them to the inside on either on 3rd down or when a passing play is called. Oh, interesting little shovel pass to Walker. Oh, that's a tough one for Tampa Bay. Creative play call, but a 3rd and 13. And Walker gets the 1st down. However, there is a penalty. And it looks like everyone's walking back, so Bucs will certainly take it.
Illegal man down the field.
Ooh, an eligible man downfield. Yeah, they faked the blitz with Dennis. But then Dennis missed the tackle as well. And Zion's momentum was going in the opposite direction. So 3rd and 17, Bucs not out of the woods just yet, but trying to force a punt. Let's see if Seattle stays aggressive or if they just do a draw play. They're staying aggressive. Darnold's going to throw down the field. It is caught. Ooh. It'll make it 4th down, but I don't know. If you're Seattle, you may want to go for this. Darnold is walking off the field. Ashley is very unhappy about the pass rush. There's absolutely zero pass rush. Just ridiculous at this point. Nicola says, 9-0. Here we come. Bucs do force the punt. Cameron Johnson calls the fair catch, and Bucs will start at about the 6-yard line. So, job well done.
Yards on the field,
Job well done by Tampa Bay. They've been benefited from a couple of penalties, but hey, 0 points is 0 points.
David here says no pass rush. Stick in my head. I mean, you even saw last week, they did all these exotic blitzes trying to get to Jalen Hurts. Really, none of them ended up working. And today, no pressure on Sam Darnold. And if any quarterback's not getting pressure on them, they're going to tear you apart. Luckily for the Buccaneers, they've been able to hold them to 0 points and force the punt there. But, you know, you got to get pressure at some point. Yeah, Virgin Boys, why the fair catch? Just let it go by.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I would have done that as well.
Steven Stansfield wants to know, we have to get Mac Jones or Brock Purdy. I don't know who's going to be starting that game for San Fran. I don't exactly know the injury status of Brock Purdy. I'll be paying attention to that. I know that George Kittle isn't going to be playing, so never want to see guys injured, but that's certainly...
Shanahan has stated recently that Brock Purdy suffered a setback in his injury, and they're so efficient with Mac Jones right now. If I was Shanahan, I would go with Mac Jones for this game.
Yeah.
But
Plus some extra days of rest because they played on Thursday. And, also, Mac Jones got pretty beat up, too.
Yeah.
Mark Fisher, thanks for the $1.99 super chat, says, does Reddick just not have it anymore? He still has it. I think part of the issue is, now this wasn't the case on that last play and a couple of throws here, but teams have gotten rid of the ball very quickly against Tampa Bay. And they're also dropping Reddick back in coverage more than I would like. He hasn't been a huge, gigantic threat or anything like that. I think we got to give it up until the bye week before we, truly start big time criticizing Hassan Reddick.
The sample size isn't large enough right now. You're 4 games in a quarter and 4 minutes. And, I give it more time. I agree with you there, Matt.
All right. Tampa Bay will have its third drive of the game. They are up 6-0 with 11:22 to go in the first half, second quarter. 2 drives, 2 field goals. So the Bucs run it on first down to no gain. Sean Tucker in the game at running back. Emeka Puka was talking about throwing out that first pitch at the Mariners game when he was a kid. So I have it up on the screen. Baker will be in shotgun on 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Has to step up. Dumps it off to Tucker, who makes the catch and loses yards. Sean Tucker, I think, has negative receiving yards in this game. Let's see. Yeah, he has 2 catches for -7 yards. Not the ideal showing for Shawnee Tucks. Makes it 3rd and 12.
I'm smelling a blocked punt. Hopefully he doesn't get there. We got a long 3rd and 12 here.
Yeah.
Man, that would be horrible.
Tough situation for the Bucs. 3rd and 12. Right in the back of their own end zone. They're throwing a screen.
No.
Trying to get a little more space. It's going to be well short of the marker. So that's a 3 and out for Tampa Bay on this next drive. They're going to have to punt, folks. Let the circus begin. Dun, dun, dun. Here comes Riley Dixon.
Todd Bowles talked about it's an all-inclusive issue. This is coaches, players, Let's see if he's sped up his mechanics here, but this is what makes me nervous right here to see him.
Yeah. Everyone cross your fingers. So they have 2 players back now. All right.
Clean.
Not bad. Punt is off. Not the best
Not a good
punt by Riley Dixon. He will get a good bounce, though. All right. I think
at least
he'll
he got
take
it off cleanly, right?
Yeah. Baby steps.
Yeah.
Evan Kirk says, take a shot for real. Yeah, Bucs, their downfield plays worked last week, but again, I'll point out that was more scramble type of plays than necessarily a designed big play down the field. Eventually, you'd like to see them go a little bit deeper. It just hasn't happened yet. Stan Glassman says, you can't call the game scared even at your own 5. I agree, but we're talking about 3 drives for the Bucs, and 2 of them they put up points. I mean, you want them to be perfect, but I also just don't think that's realistic.
Like we talked about too, this is a Seattle defense that's aggressive. They're physical. They're really hard to go up against. They have 11 interceptions so far, right? 11 or 7 here, but they're a ball hawking secondary, ball hawking inside linebackers as well. You take a risk and you be aggressive, it might end in a pick 6. So you got to kind of wait out balance there. But 6-0 here. You just hope the Buccaneers defense can stand tall and force another punt for Seattle, and Buccaneers get the ball back. So we have Adam here says, fire the O coordinator. LOL. We're waiting. Give him time. Let him learn here.
Brian Molinaro on the other side of it says, shut the F up with the firing your offensive coordinator after week 5 in a 3-1 team. Yeah, I agree with that. They're not going to fire Josh Grisard.
No.
Let's be realistic about it. And also, you got to give credit to Seattle, kind of like what you were talking about. The most points they've allowed this season is 20. Yeah. 20. And that was on a Thursday night game where you had less time to prepare. So Seahawks have one of the better defenses in the league. I'm not going to say they're the best defense, but it's a good group.
Guy 85, fire the defensive coordinator. Oh, wait. No, enough with the firings. Listen, let the season play out. Let's be a bit rational here.
Been to Seattle a couple times. Nice town. I've enjoyed it.
I haven't got to go yet, but looks nice.
They have the original Starbucks. It's a little overrated. It's just like a wooden sign that says, like, this is the original Starbucks, but it's like every other Starbucks. All right, Sam Darnold will line up under center. Throwing a little quasi-screenplay to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Jacob Parrish in on the play along with Levante David.
Going into this game, JSN has 34 targets. He's up there with the top guys in the league, 402 yards as well. But what stood out to me is he has 8 receptions for 20-plus yards. He's a chains mover, man. They hit him deep, or he just makes big plays. He's an explosive wide receiver. Just like Emeka Egbuka, 2 Ohio State Buckeyes there.
Mm-hmm.
They generate some pretty good wide receivers.
They do. They are essentially wide receiver U. Some people will argue LSU, but Ohio State's definitely up there. Let's see if the Bucs can get a 3 and out. It'll be 3rd and 4 for Seattle with 8:10 to go. This would be crucial after the Bucs went 3 and out. Ooh, Seattle going 5 wide.
Empty set.
Tight end goes in motion. Darnold looking. Oh, it's just caught by Jackson Smith and Jigba. Oh, sorry, Cooper Kupp. And that will be a first down. Geist85 says, why does Kupp always smoke the Bucs? He just has their number.
Yeah.
Certainly not a prime Cooper Kupp anymore, but definitely still efficient. Parrish came so close to stopping that one. Seattle a little over midfield now. They run play action. Darnold has time. He's going to scramble. Throws. It's caught. That's a first down, Seattle.
Yeah, it's A.J. Barner. Man, I liked watching him, man. His film when I was doing my deep dive on the Seahawks. They have 2 really, really good tight ends there. That's why they love running 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 1 running back. You just hope he doesn't break out in this game, man. But he has that potential. And
Dennis on the tackle.
Big 6'6", 256 pounds. Whenever I play Madden, I draft a tight end like this, man.
Yeah. Seahawks running the option play. Mm-hmm. The ball is on the ground. Who's got it? Who's got it? The Bucs got the ball. Whoa. The Bucs got the ball. They're pointing that way. Refs are trying to get people apart. This would be a massive turnover for Tampa Bay, who has not had many. And they signal it's Bucs ball.
Wow.
Seattle tries to run the option play. Tyke Smith comes up with it. Well done by Tampa Bay being opportunistic on that play. They went Wildcat. Pitch was a little bit behind Walker. Can't hold on to it. And Tyke Smith becomes Johnny on the spot with the fumble recovery.
Turnovers, they always say come in bunches. Is it just like foreshadowing what we might see throughout the entire game? That would be cool for the Buccaneers fans. Wow. How do you guys feel about that? A huge turnover for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Guys 85, who's complaining? It is a true statement, and it was before the fumble. Not sure what you're referring to there, but
Bucs are being opportunistic. There's no doubt about it. It's certainly the Seahawks kind of beating themselves, but hey, Tampa Bay will take it. Playing a clean game so far and completely flips the field position as well. Cincy Kid says, doing the flare strut. Woo!
woo!
Tommy Lay says, woohoo! That is more like it.
Hughes 44 needs 7 this time.
Yeah. Michael LaRue says, hey, a turnover. I didn't know that was still allowed. Good job, boys. Keep doing it. Shaggy says, about damn time. Ralph Steinbauer Sports says, I guess the Bucs grounded down the Eagles enough for Denver to get the win. Yeah, that was a low-scoring game. I think it was like 21-17, I believe, was the final score.
Wow. I wonder how many receptions and yards A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith have had in that game.
Yeah, Smith had a pretty good game.
Okay.
He had close to 100 yards. A.J. Brown, I think, had like 5 catches for like 45 yards.
And they're winning and they're complaining, but yeah, continue.
Yeah. Mark Fisher says, now play action and have Cam go deep with Ibuka cutting across. Wouldn't mind that.
Cam Ortez with his speed. Baker missed him a few weeks back for a touchdown.
Tommy Leverone says, come on, Bucs.
Justin, we need to capitalize. I agree.
Ezo813 says, time to put serious pressure on Seattle with a touchdown. I'm with you. You want to get Seattle into scramble mode.
Mm-hmm.
Stan Glassman says, I hope you took the under. I did take the under, and I took Bucs plus 3.5. And I'm 8-0 with the Bucs game with the spread and the over-under. So let's go.
And kudos there to Anthony Nelson for just creating that he had to pitch it off. Milrow did quickly, ended with a turnover there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Bucs do go play action. They're taking a shot.
There we go.
And it's Emeka Ibuka. Just as Mark Fisher called it. Play action to Emeka Ibuka. Bucs quickly getting into business with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Man, he's the future of that wide receiver room. We don't know how long Mike Evans has left, but it's just a perfect opportunity. He comes into a room that has Chris Godwin Jr. and Mike Evans in there as his 2 mentors. You could have asked for a better position. Yep.
Bucs get creative. Woo! All right, well, it doesn't work. But they certainly got creative going with Sterling Shepard. Now everyone's going to go, what was that play call?
They got me all looking around. I didn't know where the ball was, but negative yards there.
Yeah, almost like not exactly a wishbone type of thing, but
I like it. That's like a Detroit line.
Yeah, that was just kind of a missed block. Yeah, Rachaad White missed the block.
Yeah.
If Rachaad White gets that block, I'm not saying it's a touchdown, but could have been a good play. But yeah, 2nd and 15 for Tampa Bay. 3 seconds to go on the play clock. Baker calling for the snap. He gets it. Watch out. Watch out. He's going to somehow scramble. He gets a couple of yards. Just under 5 minutes to go.
I'm sure Baker can't wait for Luke to be back in the lineup, man.
Yeah. All right, interesting. 3rd and 14. You want to be aggressive. You also want to get into field goal range. Rashad White lines up as a receiver. There's a free runner. That's because it's a screen to Cade Otton, who jumped over one defender. He's going to cut. Can he get the first down? It looks like he does. What a move by Cade Otton, but there is a penalty. Oh, man. Seattle is signifying that it's on Tampa Bay.
This might be coming back. AJ says every time, bro. It seems like, yeah, every time there's a positive play.
Yeah, on each side. There's no foul.
No?
No foul for an eligible player downfield. That's a first down, Tampa Bay. Cade Otton. Woo-wee. Leaped over the defender. Gets a first down for Tampa Bay. So Bucs are in a situation, you got to think about the clock a little bit too. I mean, just under 4 minutes. Any type of score makes it a 2-possession game. Certainly you want a touchdown.
I just looked at the clock. This game is going by pretty quickly.
Yeah, it has.
Halfway through.
Bucs go play action. Ooh. Ooh. Tez Johnson making people miss.
Wow.
Woo-hoo. That play was dead to rights, and he started dancing, prancing, and moving up the field. Wow.
Guys 85. Now that's good dancing.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow.
Holy smokes.
Whew.
Get that on the highlight reel. Nice box out as well by Ryan Miller. Yeah, big game for Cade Otton. 3 catches, 56 yards. And getting contributions from everyone. Little pass to Rashad White. That's a first down and more. Rashad White is inside the 10. Tampa Bay is knocking on the door with 2:45 to go. It'll be 1st and goal. Let's go, folks. Let's go.
Miller looking from the sideline here. The Buccaneers might capitalize on that
Fumble
fumble
goes
recovery.
to motion. It's a pitch to Rashad White. He's got a lane. Can he get into the end zone? He does! Stiff arms his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rashad White takes it to the house. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. The Bucs' 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. And they lead 12-0. Hey,
And that's a
sorry, go ahead.
That's the first rushing touchdown allowed by the Seattle Seahawks defense.
Yeah.
And look at that stiff arm, just like back there in Munich, Germany. Man, what a way to capitalize on that forced fumble.
Yeah, that was a great stat by you about Seattle not allowing a rushing touchdown up until then. Also, a wise decision by Josh Grizzard to pitch it to the outside where you can get Tristan Wirfs out in space and utilize the blocking prowess of Cade Otton as well. Virgin Boys, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Says, shout out to Wirfs with that block. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know we talked about sorry. I know we talked about Chris Godwin Jr. knocking off the rust. There's been no rust that needs to be knocked off for Tristan Wirfs. He looks absolutely fantastic out there. And good for Tampa Bay, now leading 13-0, capitalizing on the turnover. That was big time.
Thank you, Q's44. That wasn't a Sean Tucker touchdown, but it was a Rashad White touchdown. Buccaneers go up 13-0. Man, I like the first half so far for the Buccaneers. I feel pretty good. You know, again, coming into the week, when I saw that injury report on Wednesday and they had to change up the practice, have a full walkthrough indoors, I was going with Seattle. But, man, they're off to a really hot start. We talked about them starting fast. The first, few drives ended with field goals, but that one, you cap it off with a touchdown. I like this. I like this first half so far for the Buccaneers.
Tim Burton says Shad has always been him. King Cook says angry run nominee, nasty stiff arm. Yeah, the fact that was like going into the end zone as well just made it dope. Free subtitles AI says, love this team. Let's go. Daniel Gomez says, is it just me or does Rachaad White doesn't protect the ball well? I don't really have an issue with Rachaad White's protection of the football. I don't want to say anything out loud, but, Bucky Irving has been the one that, has fumbled it in recent seasons. Let's see. Stan Glassen says, not sure about White's dance. Yeah, I don't know, but if you score, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want. So good on him. Rayful Gordon says, I'm going to miss Matt when he takes over for Gene. You're very, very kind. I appreciate that, but probably be TJ Reeves that gets that job.
Julian here, Fear the Bay, 13-0. Your Buccaneers are up real big here, 13-0. You hope the defense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can get another stop, and maybe we see Baker Mayfield and this Josh Broussard offense go down the field one more time, score a few more points.
T Wood Cinco Ocho says, incredible play calls, that whole drive by Grizzy. Yeah, I mean, we've seen them go more to the screen game, and that was no better than with Kate Otten making that play on the 3rd and 15. So that was big time. This will be important for Tampa Bay's defense, though, on this drive specifically, because the Seahawks do get the ball in the second half. And if they score a touchdown here, it's back to a one-possession game. So let's see that pass rush get home. Ooh, missed tackle by Tampa Bay.
Ooh.
Cameron Johnson actually knocks Young out of bounds.
All right, clock's going to be at 2:01, so they're going to have free timeout here. They still have 3 timeouts as well.
Yes. Bucs have all 3 of theirs, too.
Yep.
So Seattle can pretty much run their entire offense, especially now where they are on the field. I feel like Seattle's been at midfield for the whole game. Darnold looking. Has a lot of pressure, and that'll be an incomplete pass. So Vita Vea on the coverage. He does the lock him in. I always love those little wrinkles by Todd Bowles. You don't want to see it every time, but every now and then, sure.
I want to see in the future at some point, if Desmond Watson is on the practice squad, gets elevated, a goal line situation where you got Desmond Watson maybe at fullback. You got Vita Vea, who played running back in high school back there as well. You just hand it off. Who's going to be able to stop that? You get Baker Mayfield all the way. He hands it off. He runs away. Who's going to be able to stop, 750-plus pounds, that freight train coming through? I think that would be real fun to see.
Yeah, I want to see him in goal line. I would love to see that. Malcolm Harvey says Vita with the lock.
Lockdown.
King Cook says, that's right. Speed up Darnold's clock. I feel the pick coming. Darnold is susceptible to it. He's played much better over the last 2 years, but see.
After the win last week on Thursday Night Football, he talked about what his job was in Minnesota, and he's doing the same exact thing now with Seattle. It's simple. March the ball. It's four things here. March the ball down the field, convert third down to the money down. Don't turn the ball over. Just be smart with the football. And then when you get in the end zone, score. It's simple stuff, but he's basically being a nice point guard for that offense there.
Yeah.
And it's worked so far throughout the last 2 seasons for him. And just like the Baker Mayfield, he's had a redemption arc that is pretty cool to see. I love seeing those types of stories.
T Wood Cinco Ocho says Vita Island. And Scotty J says Seattle has 18 yards rushing for the half. Yeah, again, like
get that ground game going. Yeah,
Seattle looked pretty good on that first drive running the football. Then there was the missed field goal, and ever since then, the Bucs have adjusted. Yeah, they just have some other games on another TV, and they just showed the highlight of Rachaad White's touchdown. That stiff arm is freaking awesome. Paul Bowen, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Says, need to see the tush push with Vita and Sean pushing. Why not have Desmond? Why not call up Desmond Watson and have him push as well?
I mean, you have all 31 owners besides the Buccaneers wanting to ban that, having Desmond Watson and Vita Vea back there. Who's going to stop that? You have to make a business decision. Do I want to even try to tackle these two guys?
Yeah.
Man, that would be really cool. Hopefully we see it sometime, maybe in the playoffs.
Seattle runs it on second down. Interesting. Charbonnet gets about 3 to 4 yards. I wouldn't call a timeout yet if you're Tampa Bay. But if you get the stop here, if you get the stop and it's not like a 4th and 1 or 2 situation, then obviously you call the timeout.
Mm-hmm. DSG Carlos, make Darnold see ghost today. Remember the New York Jets days?
Yeah.
Seeing ghost. I think one game he had a 1.1 QBR rating. It was insane.
Darnold throws over the middle. Wow, what a catch by Cooper Kupp, who continues to antagonize Tampa Bay. Parrish is playing tight coverage.
Oh, yeah.
So under a minute to go now. Darnold trying to make something happen. Throws over the middle. Caught by Horton. That'll be a first down now with 53 seconds. Appears there was a timeout, probably by Seattle.
Seattle does get the ball back also in the second half, so you don't want them to double dip here. You want to make sure you stop them. No points. Force a turnover. We saw it on last drive for Seattle.
Stan Glassman says, how did they not fix that spot? Yeah, I guess they were just moving so fast. All right, 53 seconds to go. Bucs up 13-0. Seattle gets the ball in the second half. They're in field goal range now. Oh, Logan Hall came so close. Darnold has to scramble. He's throwing. And it is knocked away by, looks like, Tyke Smith, who's done a little bit of everything. And that's really the most pressure Darnold has gotten today.
Yeah, Guy C5 says that's got to be a sack. If that was a sack, would have pushed him out of field goal range.
Yeah.
Incomplete pass ever.
Makes it 2nd and 10. Darnold's 9-12. Interesting. Darnold keeps hitting those little underneath throws. 38 seconds to go. It'll be 3rd down. And Seattle will call their second timeout with 33 seconds.
King Cook says, where's Yaya, man? LOL. He's been invisible this entire first half.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the pressure has come from the interior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bucs haven't totally had the presence of a threatening outside edge rusher for really the last 2 seasons now. Sunshine and Lollipops Cat says, freaking Kupp. Always been a thorn in our side. Third and 4. Oh, who would you guess? Oh, never mind. That wasn't Kupp. The sunlight's killing me, man. That's Arroyo.
That's Ricky there, Elijah Aurora. Out of Miami, 2nd round pick.
Big win for the U last night over Florida State. Now ranked 2nd in all of college football. All right, Seattle trying to make it a ball game. .31 seconds to go. Darnold throwing. It is caught. Big hit by Tyke Smith as Antoine Winfield Jr. was holding on for dear life. 15 seconds to go. 12 seconds. Darnold looking for the end zone. Knocked away. I think that was Zion McCollum. Seattle have one, maybe two more plays to get off with 9 seconds. Ah, man. Kind of wish
got
you
one hand.
Yeah, AJ says Zion could have caught that.
Yeah.
I think so, too.
I thought Darnold was going to spike it. He quickly snaps it and passes it. Almost picked off there.
I get it, beggars can't be choosers, but like if he dives on that, I don't know. All right, 9 seconds to go. Bucs call a timeout. Won't really need them. Bucs fans are not happy with Zion McCollum right now. But Tom says, hit the like button. Yes, please do. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment as well. Just a reminder for everybody, we will have the Pewter post-game show coming up probably around 7:30, 7:45, kind of depending on after we hear from Baker and Todd Bowles. So the post-game podcast will be coming up later this evening. Be a nice appetizer before the Sunday night game, which I think is Bills Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. All right, 9 seconds to go. 2nd and goal for Seattle. Darnold making some calls, gets the snap, looks to his right, throws for the end zone. Touchdown. Jackson Smith in Jigba. Looks like he beat Kindle Vildor on the play. And Seattle's right back in it. And they're going to get the ball right back to start the third quarter. Yeah, just beat him to the inside.
As soon as he went into motion, I felt like the ball was going to go to him. It did happen. Working against Vildor, no Morrison, no Dean out there. He's one of the top wide receivers this year so far in this league. Man, kudos to the Seattle Seahawks here. Go up. Oh, no, go up, but they're at 7-13. Ooh, almost missed.
That had a wild spin to it. Yeah, now 13-7. Bucs Basement, thank you for the $2 super chat. Says Bowles literally aided the Seahawks. Disgusting. I don't know how he aided the Seahawks there. They couldn't get the third down stops. Nicola Legistina wants to know, why is Vildor on Jackson? Because the Bucs don't really typically move their corners from side to side. Zion will stay on one side, and then typically Jamel Dean will stay on the other side. But in that case, Vildor was on the other side. So that's why. Bucs have 2 timeouts, but with 6 seconds, unless there's a big time return here, not too much they can do with those 6 seconds. They're going to try to return it, though. Might as well. Got nothing to lose. Goes to the 20, and that'll be it for the first half. That was Josh Williams on the return, I believe.
Yep.
Now that we are at halftime, probably a good reminder for everybody to make sure you download the Splash Sports app. You have the QR code right there. Download the app to use their quick picks week in and week out. Get daily fantasy boosts with the quick picks. I did that for the Bucs game today. Last week, I won a good amount of money with my quick picks over at Splash Sports. And they have awesome prize pools, different tournaments that go on throughout the year. We have Pewter Report's Survivor League, which they also do Survivor Leagues, not just starting from week 1. So you could be middle of the season and join a Survivor League or a different tournament. You could set up a league with your friends. You could join a public league. You can get in on all of the cash prizes that they have at Splash Sports. Make sure you download the Splash Sports app. You can use the QR code that is right on the screen. Yeah, they also have the Big Splash. It's a $2.5 million league. That was their Survivor League that started at the beginning of the year, but they have other big payout leagues and tournaments as well. So shout out to our friends over at Splash Sports. Daniel, give me your thoughts on the first half, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to see for the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, I like the defense until that final drive there by the Seattle Seahawks. He had JSN go in motion and cuts back inside and working his Vildor surrenders to touchdown. But Baker Mayfield having a very efficient day here today. 14 for 16, very clean, 126 yards, no touchdowns, obviously no interceptions as well. And K-Don's woken up. They finally started targeting him. 4 targets, 3 receptions, 56 yards. He's the leading receiver so far. I like getting the tight ends involved. Seattle does that a lot. They get the tight ends involved, and their offense is very productive because they do that throughout weeks 1 to week 4. But just like to see K-Don get the ball. He's in a contract year. I know the thing with K-Don is that he has his occasional drops. But, man, I just like, Mike Evans is down. Chris Godwin's still getting that rust off of him. I like getting other people involved in the offense. And I like always going to the tight end. That's something I really like there. So I like the defense again until they gave up that touchdown there. And like you said, the Seattle Seahawks are going to get the ball back now to start off the third quarter. But, overall, it's not doom and gloom. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are, still in a good position to win this game in the second half. Just got to, clean up the game a bit more and make sure that they don't give up any touchdowns, of course.
Yeah, for sure. I think as you said, the Bucs are in a good spot. They're playing solid. Kind of a bad taste in your mouth with the late touchdown, especially with Seattle getting the ball in the second half. But, they've scored on every drive but one offensively.
Yeah.
Defense has been good, not great. They pounced on the fumble, which was nice. And Shaggy with the $2 super chat, thank you very much, says, where's the pressure? I think that's the big knock right now for Tampa Bay in this game specifically. There really has not been too much pressure. They almost got to Sam Darnold on that last drive that forced an incompletion. He had to roll out. There's really been 2 plays where Darnold was affected by the overall pass rush. So that's the big thing for me that I want to see in the second half defensively.
We're going to have to put out with the super chat money and add on a milk carton. Where is Yaya Diaby? There's no Yaya Diaby. He's been extremely invisible here. And again, Hassan Reddick, you pay him $14 million, just hasn't been as productive as you want him to be. Again, it's short sample size, but I want to see those 2 guys step up and create pressure, but not just create pressure, force fumbles, get sacks, man. That's what you pay them for. That's what they're here for. And there's not many guys behind them. You have Anthony Nelson behind them, and you got Chris Braswell, who hasn't done anything so far in the league for himself as a second-round pick.
Laura of Lucas, thank you for this $5 super chat. Says, hopefully those timeouts carry over to the second half. Coach has the perfect opportunity, 3rd and 6 with 1:30 on the clock. I hear what you're saying, and the Seahawks ended up scoring anyway, but I think the thinking there is you get the stop on 3rd down, and then you call the timeout, and you still have a lot of time. If you call the timeout beforehand, and then Seattle does get the first down, which they did, they have more time to score. Now, they still ended up scoring anyway, but the thought process is you kind of rush the Seahawks a little bit more when you don't have as much time. And the Bucs almost got away with that because let's just say that the touchdown to Smith and Jigba, if he drops that or it's an incomplete or there's a penalty on the play, well, then there's only 5 seconds left, and Seattle probably has to kick a field goal at that point, even though it's on 3rd down, just because there's not enough time left, or they run the risk of getting a play and not scoring any points. So it backfired because they allowed the touchdown anyway, but I don't blame Todd Bowles for not calling the timeouts in that situation. Yeah. But thank you for the super chat. Mm-hmm. Just to look over the stats real quick for everybody. You mentioned Baker Mayfield's stats before, 14 to 16 for 126 yards. Rachaad White, not too much on the ground, 6 for 21. He is averaging 3.5 yards per attempt and does have a rushing touchdown as well. Baker has ran it 4 for 16 times in the scramble drills. Tez Johnson, 1 for 2. Sean Tucker, 1 for 1. And Sterling Shepard had that 5-yard loss. So the Bucs have ran it 13 times for 35 yards. But as we talked about, Seattle has one of the better run-stopping defenses in the league. Receiving, it's been all Cade Otton. I shouldn't say all Cade Otton, but a lot of Cade Otton. 3 catches for 56 yards. Those yards are the highest among Tampa receivers and tight ends in this game. Tied for the team lead with 3 catches as well. Emeka Buka has 2 catches for 33 yards. Rachaad White, Austin 316, 3 catches for 16 yards. Chris Godwin Jr. had 1 catch early in the game. Had that drop later on. He's 1 for 13. Sterling Shepard, 2 for 9. Tez Johnson, 1 for 6. And then Sean Tucker, 2 for -7. So not the best game for Sean Tucker. Jacob Parrish leads the Bucs with 5 tackles. He's actually tied with Servassier Dennis. Levante David has 4, and he has the lone tackle for loss for Tampa Bay in this game. There's been 3 pass breakups. Tyke Smith, who also had the fumble recovery. Zion McCollum, who we saw in the end zone right there. And Antoine Winfield Jr. has been credited with 1 as well. Sam Darnold is 13 to 17 for 130 yards. Good job by the Bucs in the ground game. Only 22 rushing yards for Seattle on 7 attempts, too. That's kind of interesting. Kenneth Walker, 4 for 20. Zach Charbonnet, 2 for 2. And Jalen Milroe had 1 attempt for no yards.
That was, again, something in their self-scouting. They played on Thursday Night Football. They had like a mini bye week. And one of the things that they wanted to improve on was getting more efficient in the run game. But again, when you're going to get up against Vita Vea, it's pretty hard to do that, right?
Yeah.
And no luck there for them. They're averaging 3.1 yards per carry. You can't
as long as Vita Vea is in the middle, Bucs will be fine. Cooper Kupp leads the way for Seattle, 4 catches for 41 yards. And it seems like every single one is on a 3rd and 5 that he just gets it. Jackson Smith and Jigba has certainly had his presence felt in this game with the touchdown. He has 4 catches for 35 yards. A.J. Barner, 2 for 21. And then Zach Charbonnet, Torrey Horton, and Elijah Arroyo all have 1 catch. Charbonnet for 12, Horton for 11, and Arroyo for 10. Drake Thomas leads the way in tackles for Seattle with 4 tackles and a tackle for loss. Tyrese Knight also has a tackle for loss in this game. No sacks on either side. So relatively clean game overall. Let's get to a couple of comments. Ashley says, Bowles isn't blitzing much today. Yeah, he hasn't as much in this game, which is, I mean, not the calling card by Todd Bowles by any means, but maybe he's seeing something where he didn't want to call as many blitzes, or maybe he'll dial it up in the second half. Hezo813 says, pressure. Darnold is getting the ball out in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, you talked about a lot of quarterbacks going up against this Buccaneers defense get the ball out really quickly. It started week 1 with Michael Penix Jr., who that's one of his expertise. He gets the ball as quickly as he can from his hands. Just doesn't give the guys a lot of time to get back there. But you got to get Sam Darnold, off his feet, get him out of the pocket and come down with the sack. Just get him off his footing there.
Bolaji Ocean says, when do we call out Yaya? I think pretty soon. Again, he's had some good games, but he doesn't stack them consistently. And he's been pretty invisible in this one. Family First 04. We desperately need to draft a good defensive end / outside linebacker. They thought they had one with David Walker, but he had a season-ending injury in training camp. I also don't think David Walker's just going to be this great savior for the team.
No.
In my opinion. Like, he was a 4th-round pick. I get it. Bucky Irving was a 4th-round pick, and, he's been sensational when available for the team. But I don't think next year the Bucs can go into the season and be like, well, we got David Walker. Like, we're fine at outside linebacker. That could certainly use we'll see how the rest of the season and the second half follows up. But could be looking at
it's rare to get a rookie just start off out of the gate like Tristan Wirfs did in that Super Bowl year, or Antoine Winfield Jr. These guys take time to develop. And you're seeing it right now also with Graham Barton. He hasn't been the most, the best center in the league by any means.
Right.
He's gonna get better as time progresses. But yeah, for David Walker Jr., if you're gonna count on him next year to be your savior, I think you're not doing yourself any favors there. I don't know what the answer is, because you can spend a few draft picks on some edge rushers. There's no guarantee that they're gonna work out for you as well. So it's hard to find these guys. That's why they don't get traded often. When they do get traded, it's for big price tag on them.
Yeah, and certainly edge rushers were available this year. We saw Michael Parsons get traded. There was the whole Trey Hendrickson saga all season long, or off season long, training camp long. So the Bucs went I don't want to say the cheap route, but the less expensive route with Hassan Reddick, and of course trying to rely on Yaya Diaby, and hasn't totally worked out. John Close, a Pewter Report YouTube channel member, says, "Will you please quit your whining? Our game plan is working." I think he's talking about the commenters. I don't think you and I have really been whining that much. We've called out some things that we like. We've called out some things that we haven't loved with this team. King Cook says, Zion had a pick 6 and highlight of the week if he catches that pick. I would have liked Zion to maybe try to dive and make the play, because at that point, yeah, sure, you'd love a pick 6. Everyone would sign up for that. But at that point, you just want to make sure they don't get into the end zone, because you have a 2-score lead and you're close to halftime. I think if Zion dives, he's able to just secure the ball. And maybe the Bucs have it at the 2-yard line, but who cares? You QB sneak it and get the hell out of there.
Mm-hmm. I think if it was a guy like Antoine Winfield Jr. who just gives it his all every play, not saying Zion McCollum doesn't give his all, but yeah, he would have leaped there. You get the interception. They have no chance to even score a field goal there. You go into halftime 13-0, or you go down the field and you score similar points. But yeah, that seems like it's a new issue. We saw it in week number 1. It hits his hands. Now that one was a little bit more difficult, but when it hits your hands, you got to come down with them.
No, yeah, that one wasn't as easy as that
would have been difficult. It would have been on a highlight reel, but I mean, you just got to come down with those. He lost a step. It's obvious. Felix says, I don't think he's lost a step. He just hasn't been able to come down with those interceptions so far.
Yeah, Zion's still one of the fastest players on the team. Tommy Leverone says, are you surprised we are not seeing more safety blitzes we were not getting home rushing for? I'm surprised, because the blitzes with the defensive backs in general have worked so well for this team. It's been some of the best work that they've had this year. And the fact that they're not generating pressure, I think we'll see a lot more blitzing from Bowles in the second half, depending on the context of the game, because sometimes you want to go away from what your trends are. And I think maybe that's what Bowles is going for in this one. Because again, as you pointed out, Seattle had more time than usual to prepare, with having played last Thursday. So you got to factor that in, that they had more time to watch the Bucs, more time to come up with certain game plans for an aggressive defense that the Bucs have. So maybe Bowles thought, all right, let me cool it a little bit with the blitzes. And but if they're not getting pressure, they're going to have to manufacture it one way or another.
I believe it was Mike McDonald talked about this week. A lot of times, sometimes when the Buccaneers are blitzing, they're going to cover 0. And he talked about when they do blitz, there's a chance, they can hit them over the top. I think Todd Bowles doesn't want to blitz and blitz and cover 0 aspect and have a deep pass to JSN down the field. That's, these explosive plays. They're trying to make sure they don't have these explosive plays over the top. But those DB blitzes have been working. We saw Jacob Parrish get a sack throughout this year. Also, Antoine Winfield Jr. with the forced fumble working against the strip sack, working against Tyrod Taylor in week number 3. I think there's a reason why he's not doing it, but and Darnold also has been pretty good, not spectacular, pretty good under pressure as well this year as well. So I think there's a few things that's kind of making him not want to blitz as much as he would probably like to.
Diesel Roche with a good point, wondering if the injuries to the secondary are playing a slight role in his blitz calls. It very well could, because you're leaving Kindle Vildor out there.
Yeah.
Nice job by Tampa Bay's special teams. Chris Braswell making a play. All right. There you go. Diesel Roche also says, got to come out swinging this quarter. At least another 10 yards offensively while getting at least one turnover and limiting the points on defense. I'm with you. Got to play a full game. feel like that halftime was longer than
Felt longer than 12 minutes, right?
All right, Seattle starts the third quarter at around the 22. They're going to come out throwing. Another short pitch and catch by
AJ
Seattle. Yeah, Barner with the catch. Shout out to Kyle Dugan. Appreciate the kind words. Says Matera Morales greater than Harlan and Green. They are doing the CBS call. We appreciate you, Kyle. And happy belated birthday to you as well.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Or to you. King Cook says, we have to find a way to win, period. Can Yaya catch up to Darnold? Looks like he impacted the throw. There is a flag on the play, and it's caught by Barner. Oh, my goodness. Not Barner, sorry. But a nightmare scenario for Tampa Bay. We'll see what the penalty is. What a catch.
Wow.
It was thrown in the secondary. So they called holding on Levante. It's not going to matter, though. It's a great catch made there. Yeah, just kind of bullied him. Yeah, the size game.
But also Darnold put in a perfect spot where there's nothing Jacob Parrish can do there. Just a really good ball placement there. Jacob Parrish with good coverage. And look, finally, we were talking about Yaya Diaby.
Yeah. I mean, they left him unblocked for sure. I thought Yaya had impacted the throw, but I guess he didn't. But yeah, Seattle immediately in scoring territory. Nice run by Kenneth Walker. He's going to take it inside the 10. Knocked out around the 7 or the 6. The lead is quickly slipping away for Tampa Bay. Bounce to the outside. Deion Jones was in there on that play. Missed tackle by Antoine Winfield Jr. Nice blocking by Seattle.
I feel like you might have been able to call a holding there on whoever's blocking Hassan Reddick, but no call.
First and goal for Seattle. They're at the 5. Charbonnet right up the middle, and he scores.
Too easy there.
We got a tie ball game, at least for a second.
The Seahawks made that look way too easy with those 2 chunk plays on the ground. Not good. So Vontae Dennis kicked too far outside there. Couldn't come back in on time. Couldn't get a good angle. Touchdown, Seattle.
Extra point opportunity is up, and it's good. Thought for a moment that missed it, but not the case. Okay, Bucs are now down a point, and the Seahawks take full advantage of the double dip.
Against Vontae Dennis, I think he kicked too far outside. Couldn't come back in on time. Couldn't get a correct angle on Charbonnet there. I mean, I liked in the offseason and for the past few years, I've liked Vontae Dennis, but it's getting harder to defend his play here, man. And they threw in Deion Jones in that play, in that drive there, and the Buccaneers don't have many options at inside linebacker as well. So if it's not Vontae Dennis, it's Deion Jones, the aging veteran, or you got Bullock, and he's an undrafted free agent and hasn't played, honestly, on defense much at all this year.
Bucs Basement with the $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Says, embarrassing for Bowles. Way to adjust, coach. Yeah, it was ugly.
Again, way too easy. Yikes. Game's not over. It's 13-14, but it just you don't like to see how easy it was for the Seattle Seahawks to just get that score there. Carlos Morales says Dennis is lost, man. Yeah. I like Dennis, man, but getting a little bit too difficult to defend him.
Virgin Boys with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Says, Yaya and Reddick are frauds. We have 0 pass rush. At some point, the pressure's got to get there, and we'll see how long Bowles kind of waits for someone to bring it, because the Arnold's had plenty of time. We have a $1.99 super chat from Andrew Johnson. Thank you very much. I will see if you have a comment somewhere that we can get to.
He has one right here.
Yep, there we go. Says, I'm getting ready for the 4-game slide. It's like clockwork every year. To me, the biggest step up for Todd Bowles as a head coach would be avoiding the multi-game losing streak. I would say 3-game losing streak. You can still get by with a 2-game losing streak. But I think now this last drive didn't correct anything, but I think overall he's corrected the defense to as much as he possibly can. And he's been better with the timeouts and everything like that. So to me, the next big step up is avoiding those major losing streaks. And so we'll see.
We talked about at the beginning. Next week, it's San Francisco, who they keep finding ways to win, even for all their injuries. And they found ways to win, against Todd Bowles and this Buccaneers team in the past few years. You don't want to go and, you don't want to lose back-to-back games and go into that Seattle game still banged up, still injured, and possibly lose 3 in a row. You got to come out this game with a victory. We got a super chat here by Shaq. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Geist85, thank you for the $2 super chat. Says, people say we complaining. We know the Bucs is all. They are a chaotic team. There's no doubt about that. And Shaggy, thanks for the $5 super chat, says, should Light be looking for a linebacker inside or out at the trade deadline? There's still a little ways to go before the trade deadline. Light historically doesn't really like to trade middle of the round draft picks. He's done some before when he got like Steve McClendon, the defensive tackle, for a late round draft pick, going to the Jets. Screen pass to Chris Godwin Jr. on first down, goes for a short gain. We'll see as we get closer, like where the Bucs are record wise, where they are in the conference, how the team overall has adjusted. They'll certainly be looking for something, but we'll see.
The Seahawks made a trade last year for Ernest Jones, and he's now their best inside linebacker. I mean, he's had 2 interceptions so far, but they traded him from the Tennessee Titans. So maybe one of these teams that are just selling their players away. But I know Jason Light loves his draft picks. You see what he can do with a 7th round draft pick with a guy like Tez Johnson. Just doesn't give up those picks, but he feels like he needs to. I mean, I don't like the inside linebacker depth also here.
Baker Mayfield with a short completion to Sterling Shepard on 2nd down. That'll make it 3rd and about 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 4. Bucs were 3 for 6 on 3rd down. Baker Mayfield calling some plays. Rachaad White lining in an interesting spot. Baker throws over the middle. It's caught by Chris Godwin Jr., and that's a 1st down, Tampa Bay.
There he is, CG14. Real quick, Matt. So throughout the offseason, training camp, the Buccaneers quarterbacks didn't really target Savasi Dennis much, and they said, because he's been so, throughout the previous few years, good in pass coverage.
Yeah,
they didn't target him much this offseason, go his way, where whoever he was defending. Do you think maybe not seeing those targets come your way, in training camp, maybe that's causing him to have this slow start here in his 2025 campaign?
It could a little bit. I mean, I think more of his issue has been kind of like out in space type of stuff versus being kind of structured in the defense. So it could play a little bit of an impact with it, because he's been stout in some areas. He's been okay with stopping the run. Didn't look great on the Charbonnet touchdown.
Yeah.
I think you can give a little bit of truth to that part of it. By the way, Tez Johnson with a catch goes for about 8 yards. Not a ton of deep shots by the Bucs, but, they've been methodical moving the football. Now Josh Williams goes in motion. They're going to run it with Rachaad White, who finds a hole, gets drilled.
But there's a flag in play. And the Buccaneers offensive line is already walking backwards.
Offsides. Okay.
Oh.
I thought it was going to be like a legal formation or something.
Penalty decline.
Nice run right up the gut. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, with a pulling Graham Barton. I like when teams pull the center. You don't see it a lot. All right. 9:50 to go in the third quarter. Bucs trail by a point, 14-13. Baker under center. He's going to go play action. Taking a shot down the field. It is blocked by Tez Johnson.
There's that man, Tez Johnson. Look at him.
Early on, but the best game of his career. The Bucs are in business.
There. This is something that Mike McDaniels does in Miami, but more in the past few years. But using those motions to get your guys open, and he's found creative ways to do it so far. I really like that motion right there. Getting Tez Johnson open in space. Beautiful reception, beautiful catch. Tasmania, like you guys are saying.
Tasmania, let's go. Yeah, it's kind of been a receiver by committee as we got the pony package and a handoff to Sean Tucker.
Hughes. There you go. Not a big gain, but good to see him get some touches.
Bucs have done a good job this game. Again, not a ton of deep shots, but they've been in rhythm for a lot of this game, which I personally like to see. Looks like potentially an injury timeout.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So good response by Tampa Bay. They got to finish the job. But don't hate the response by Tampa Bay trying to regain the lead. Daniel Gomez says, we need a touchdown here. King Cook says, Tez, the Oregon product. He's back home, too. Played at Oregon. Certainly played on this field with some battles against Washington. So a field he's very familiar with. Q's44 says, Grizz much better this week. Yeah, I mean, right now the Bucs have only punted one time. And they were deep back in their own end zone. Certainly you want more efficiency in the red zone, but you can't be mad about literally scoring every time you have the ball, except for one time.
I'm on 87. The offensive line is faring pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Seattle has a good defensive line.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Leonard Williams last year, he had 11 sacks. Like, this is a good defensive line to go up against. Byron Murphy also, he's a guy who he talked about this offseason. His focus was getting better in his pass rush game. He had half a sack last year, and he's already has 2.5 sacks throughout the first 4 games so far this year. And he's gotten really good at it. He said this week that their mindset on the defensive line is that nobody can block us. And so far, with Luke Haggard, even with Charlie Heck out there, they've been able to block this defensive line for the Seattle Seahawks. So I like it. 2 weeks together with the same unit. I think that's a good thing as well.
Finally gelling for sure. I think even though you have the full left side intact for the first time, I think going from all the different positions that Ben Bredesen and Graham Barton were playing to, back to their initial positions, I still think there is an adjustment period despite, having played there. So, and also the Eagles are a great team despite losing today.
I think the question is, who is that long-term answer at right guard? Is it Luke Haggard? Is it Elijah Klein? Is it Michael Jordan? Who's going to be that long-term right guard answer? No Malk for the rest of this year.
Yeah. I wonder with Michael Jordan, because he was injured and he hasn't come back to practice just yet. And he's not on the injury report because he's on the practice squad.
He had some knee soreness. I remember Todd Bowles saying that ago.
All right, 2nd and 7 for Tampa Bay. They can still get a first down before it's 1st and goal. Payne Durham goes in motion. Baker with a swing pass to Rachaad White. He makes the catch, but gets tackled right away. That's going to be a big loss on the play. Boy, Mafi. Bucs have tried to get a little cute at times, and
I
it's
don't
run up
hate
in
it
their
'cause-
face a little bit.
Yeah, if it works, everybody loves it. But if it doesn't work out like it does there, it's gonna be a lot of negativity there. But
the problem is Mafi didn't even really try to rush against Tristan Wirfs. So that's a 5-yard loss. So it'll be 3rd and 15. They did convert on a 3rd and 15 earlier in this game with the screen to Kate Otten.
3rd and 15.
Baker throwing down the field. Touchdown, Emeka Egbuka! In his hometown, he scores yet again. The rookie sensation out of Ohio State comes back to his hometown. Tons of friends and family in attendance, and he scores once again. This freaking guy.
Matt, that's 5 TDs for Emeka Egbuka. He's off to great. We thought Jalen McMillan had an incredible season last year with 8 or 9 touchdowns. 5 games in, already 5 touchdowns. This guy is and they're going for 2 here. Also, he's a Rookie of the Year candidate. They're going for 2. It will make it a 21-14 ball game, of course.
Baker looking, throws towards the end zone.
There he is again.
It's Egbuka times 2.
Wow. Look at Baker all fired up now, dude. Oh, boy.
Tampa Bay takes a 21-14 lead. A stellar drive, a stellar answer. And since they go for 2.
Jason Light does not miss with these first-round wide receiver selections here. Wow. This guy is the future of the wide receiver room, man, golly.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nicola Legistina says Egbuka, the bazooka. I love that. Jay Santos says Rookie of the Year. Tom says, I need an Egbuka jersey. He is amazing.
Go get one.
Tom also says, wow, 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 wow. Sonny says, again, Chase Rick with a fantastic comment. 8 Egbuka because he scored all 8 points right there. The octopus. Yes, AJ. Consist. The octopus. Actually, I got to tweet that out.
look at Nick Citro.
Shout out
Get
to
the
AJ.
go jacket out for Emeka. For Egbuka here. I've seen enough. Julian here. Wow. Man, this guy's off to an incredible start for his career. He won Offensive Rookie of the Month. For this first month of the year, man.
Off to a good start in October.
Yeah.
Felix Schmidt says Emeka is the best player on the Bucs. Julian says, woo!
Woo!
Black Crow Volume 2 says, Emeka, I ordered my Emeka jersey. It is coming. That is great. You're going to have that jersey for quite a while because when the Bucs find great players, they don't let them leave. Bacon and eggs. I love that too. Bacon
and
eggs. Hell yeah. These are some fantastic nicknames. Well done, everybody. Tommy Lay says that was a pretty touchdown. I agree with that too. Not all touchdowns are the same. Every touchdown Emeka Egbuka has been quite a beautiful, beautiful touchdown. That one kind of felt a little similar to the go-ahead touchdown, his second one of the game against Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
But let's remember that was a 3rd and 15. That wasn't easy by any means.
Big Mania or Big Mecca. Q says the octopus. King Cook.
Let's settle down and get back focused. Defense got to step up. Yeah, now it's time for the Bucs defense to apply the pressure. AJ Constas, who went to Ohio State, says, when I was in college at Ohio State, whenever Emeka scored, me and my roommates would shout, Emeka, Egbuka. I like that.
We got Skip Pete back there on the sideline. He was able to travel. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, great to see that Skip Pete is healthy and good to go and able to make the trip. There was a scary situation on Wednesday. It was a walkthrough practice. The Bucs were inside, and Skip Pete had a medical episode. Let's see if the Bucs can get the stop here. Nope.
Oh boy.
Chase McLaughlin on the tackle, despite the illness. But yeah, so he had a medical episode. Paramedics were called, but he was in stable condition. He was alert. He was responsive. They took him to a hospital, and was able to make the trip. Holding penalty on Seattle, so you can wipe out that good return by the Seahawks. And yeah, it was crazy because like the paramedics showed up. I didn't see like what happened with Skip Pete specifically, because like as we were walking out of the door when we had to go back inside or back into like the media room, that's when the paramedics like pulled up and everything like that. But yeah, glad that he's doing well, and clearly he's good enough to make the trip to Seattle and coach today. So happy that Coach Pete is doing well. Justin Parker says, I love that we're seeing more targets for Tez, too. That catch in the first quarter where he made two guys miss was nasty. Absolutely was. Mojo Jojo says, what's good in the hood, Buccaneers? Matty Dimes, what's up? How you doing, Mojo? Glad you could join us.
Man, look at these Ohio State wide receivers, man. JSN, Emeka Luka, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., who's had a bit of a rough start for his 2025 campaign. But
he did. He had a sick touchdown catch today, though.
I got to watch that play.
Darnold for the tight end. Barner makes the catch. Nice hit by Diaby, but goes for about 8 yards. Bucs not being able to apply too much pressure. Cecil says, I think something simple like Easy E fits him. That also is a potential nickname for Emeka Egbuka. Second and 2. Seattle goes play action. No pressure at all. Darnold's going deep down the field.
What?
Oh, it's caught by Jackson Smith and Jigba with Antoine Winfield Jr. on him.
Wow.
Big gain for Smith and Jigba. They were able to contain him in the first half a little bit, besides the touchdown, at least yardage-wise. But not on this one. And Darnold had plenty of time to throw, which allows you to take the shot. Winfield wasn't able to get his head around. And Seattle's in business.
That's now his 9th reception for 20-plus yards, man. They found themselves, just like the Buccaneers found themselves, a great wide receivers. They have one there in Seattle, JSN. Going up against one of the best safeties in the league, too. It wasn't easy. It was going up against Vildor.
Seattle's going to pitch it to the outside with Walker. Nice job by the Bucs cleaning it up. Bucs Basement, thanks for the $2 super chat, says, defensive-minded head coach, his unit is awful every year. You can't say they're awful. Second and goal with 5:10 to go. Seattle runs it again, gets tackled about the 2. Big time third down coming up. Because you're in a spot, if you're able to get the stop, Seattle may go for it. Given the score of the game, given how the Bucs have been able to move the football. I think this is 2-down territory, so hopefully the Bucs can force them into that decision on 4th and goal. Darnold lines up under center. I think they're going to go play action.
Yeah.
They go play action. Darnold's going to scramble. He's got a guy wide open in the end zone. There is a flag on the play. I don't think you could get more wide open than that.
Wow.
Let's see what the call is, though. Darnold thinks it's on the Bucs. And it is. It's offsides on the Bucs.
I want to see, how did Barner get so wide open? That's insane. Look at this guy. I was telling you he was going to be a problem in this game. Yikes. Let's see the replay.
It's
supposed to be Levante David. Yeah. They're passing off the assignment there. Hassan Reddick passing him off to Levante David. Just doesn't see him behind him. Doesn't feel him. Touchdown. Yep,
well, the 2-point conversion just became that much more important for Tampa Bay as we are tied up at 21-21.
I mean, they love running play action. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. They ran about 60%.
Yeah.
Throughout the first 4 weeks, and they love targeting their tight ends. You gotta, you guessed it before it even happened that they were going to run play action there, and then they hit the tight end. Nobody covering him.
I agree with Nicole Legistina on that one. Says, who puts their best pass rusher on coverage in the red zone? Oh my freaking God. I agree with you on that one. Like, why is Hassan Reddick in coverage?
Has Scott asked that question yet, or Adam, or you?
Not yet. I mean, we talked about it with Bowles last year about dropping the edge rushers in coverage. We haven't asked specifically about Reddick. But as you and I have talked about, the freaking interception that he had against the Titans in joint training camp.
Man.
King Cook says such a basic ass play. It was.
Nothing special, just nobody blocking him, nobody covering him.
Mom for Christ says, I don't know why Bowles puts ends in coverage. Why? Austin Dunn says, because Bowles plays chess. LMAO. Free Subtitles AI says, good game to the under. Not just yet. It could end in a 21-21 tie. But yes, the under is definitely on the ropes. Virgin Boys, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Says, outside linebackers drop in coverage because they can't get pressure. Right, but you're not giving them a chance to get pressure if you're dropping them back in coverage.
I get it at times, but in the red zone, like,
right,
you can't do that. It cost the Buccaneers there. He was passing off the assignment to Levante David. Levante David didn't feel Barner behind him. Wide open. Horrible, ugly play there for the Buccaneers. Virgin Boys, Yaya was so overhyped.
Yes, that's 2 drives for Seattle in the second half, 2 touchdowns.
Next week, 4:25. It's a home game for the Buccaneers against the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes, and we'll be on for the Pewter GameDay Show at 4:25, Daniel and myself.
Let's do it.
Yay. Let's see what other scores we got around the league. Chargers and Commanders are tied at 10 apiece. Detroit leads over the Bengals 14-3.
Yo, what a hit. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
They're celebrating.
And Cardinals lead 21-6 over the Titans. There's Skip Pete. I'm sure the broadcasters right now are talking about what happened to him this week. All right. Bucs offenses really carried the load today for Tampa Bay.
Ted's in motion. Play action.
Let's go and play action again. Baker fires. Caught by Emeka Egbuka. Who else but Egbuka? And
difficult low catch as well.
Yeah, it's a catch. By the way, Laura of Lucas, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says confidence. After seeing the shootout this quarter, we need to have confidence in the team. Still a lot of time on the clock. Baker in shotgun. He's going to pitch it to Sean Tucker, who gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not the ideal game for Sean Tucker.
No. His longest reception of -3 yards.
Yeah. And he's ran it 3 times for 3 yards. So
Tony Khan go back to Auten.
Case 85 says Sean Tucker, 1 game wonder. All right, 2nd and 10 for Tampa Bay. Trying to get to midfield. Baker's going to dump it off to Tucker.
There you go. Longest reception isn't -3 yards anyway.
There you go. Personal milestone. All right, big 3rd and 7 for the Bucs. Seattle has the momentum. Let's see what they decide to do. Twelfth man trying to get after it.
Looks like they're getting really loud.
Seahawks bring the blitz. Baker's got to get rid of it. He does. It's caught by Godwin Jr., who takes the hit but gets the first down. It hasn't been the best game for Chris Godwin Jr., but he's making a lot of plays on 3rd down. I don't want that to get overlooked. But there's a flag.
False start.
It's a legal formation, so
legal formation. There we go.
strike everything I just said. Man, that's a tough one. Seattle brought the blitz. Baker saw it, beat it, found the guy. Is that the first offensive penalty for the Bucs today?
I can't recall any holding, right?
Yeah. So now 3rd and 13. See if they go screen or if they try to go deep. Doesn't look like Seattle's bringing pressure. They don't. It's just a 4-man front. They do try to stunt. Baker's time. He's throwing deep down the field, looking for a Buca. He makes the catch and is down at the 1 or 2 yard line. Wow. Holy smokes! Emeka Buca puts an exclamation point on the deep ball. Oh my goodness!
I agree with that comment from earlier. I've seen enough. Give him the gold jacket. Already.
Yes, give him the gold jacket. Let's send him to Canton with Mike Evans.
Yeah. Wow. No Mike Evans, no problem if you have Emeka Buca on your team.
God. Looks like he's down at the 2. So for those that have Rachaad White in fantasy football, could be gearing up for a tutty. Bucs at the 2 yard line.
Austin Dunn, give that man a
They're going to run it with Rachaad White. Oh, my God. He got
what a hit.
Smoked.
Golly.
I don't know how he held on to that football.
Murphy. It was that Murphy or Jones. The huge hit. Wow.
Jeez.
What a play by Emeka real quick. Oh, we got a flag.
Yeah, there's some fighting at the end.
Yeah.
This could be a costly, silly mistake for Tampa Bay. Maybe it's offsetting penalty. I don't know how. There was some fighting on the side. I couldn't really tell. I don't know how you could call this on one guy over the other. We'll see. Okay.
Defense.
All right. Unnecessary roughness penalty. That gives the Bucs a first down. I know it was just first down, but now they get another 3 tries at it. Yeah, so that was going on. Oh, he just headbutted Kate on
the headbutt. They all 3 threw it up.
All 3 flags immediately go in the air. What an idiotic play by Leonard Williams. And a pitch to the outside to Rachaad White. He's going to stroll into the end zone.
2 TDs.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
We got some more jawing here with Leonard Williams.
Yeah,
man.
Some more fighting, but another touchdown for the Bucs. That's
set
White's
up again by that
touchdown.
beautiful deep pass.
Yes.
Man, they found themselves a star with him.
What's Bucs at now? 5 catches, 129 yards, 1 touchdown. He's averaging 25.8 yards per catch. And has the long of 57, which came on that last catch. McLaughlin's kick is good.
Yep.
Bucs lead is extended to 28-21. So the over is officially done. It's the first loss I've had this year, picking the Bucs spread and the over-under. But I didn't think I was going to go perfect. And I'll take a split, especially if it means the Bucs covering plus 3.5. So, all right, let's get to some comments, some super chats as well. Mark Fisher, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. It says Baker moving his feet a lot, no trust in the offensive line. I don't know. I think the offensive line has looked pretty good. Baker moves a lot in general.
Yeah.
But
I think the O-line,
that
70-yard reception there. Like,
yeah,
he had time.
I don't know about you, Dan. I think the O-line, like certainly the running game's been so, but pass blocking wise, they've been exceptional today.
I agree.
Geist85 says both defenses suck. Yeah, I mean, coming in, we're talking about a Seattle team that had only allowed 20 points as the highest number that they've allowed in a game. And now we're seeing a game that right now is at 49 combined points, could very easily get into the 50s with the way that both defenses are playing. So, a bit of a surprising one. Felix Schmidt says, is Emeka the best Bucs rookie ever?
I mean,
he's making a case for it.
Yeah. Like, I don't remember Mike Evans starting off this hot so quickly, It's really, really, he's having an incredible 2025 rookie campaign, man. He's definitely in the rookie of the year conversation. Oof. Emeka wants NFL MVP, period, Stan Glassman says.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not winning rookie of the year, then I want to get the names of every single person that didn't vote for him.
Bucs fan says done was special.
Pucks gang says
defense. Time for defense to step up. All right, this offense is.
If I'm Todd Bowles, I'm blitzing heavy because nothing else has worked, and you've allowed the case for Todd Bowles for playing this paper tissue soft coverage in the past has been we don't want to allow the big play. We don't want to allow the deep ball. Well, you already did, and you're not blitzing. You're not getting home. Blitz the crap out of Sam Darnold on this drive.
Sharing the wide receiver comparison here. Both the Ohio State wide receivers having great games. 129 for Mekabuka, 99 yards for GSN. And here we go. Whoa.
Mariam, Moses, Joseph. Special teams coverage has been awful. They got bailed out last night. Why is it that not everything can go right on special teams? Chase McLaughlin's not hitting his field goals early in the season. They get that fixed. Riley Dixon's getting punts blocked left and right. He got a punt off today.
Yeah.
Now Chase McLaughlin is tackling guys with a stomach bug.
That's not gonna help it
he's getting the ball at midfield every drive.
You don't want your kicker out there throwing his shoulder with a stomach bug also.
I was watching Colts Raiders earlier as Charbonnet runs for about 9 yards. And it was a blowout of a game. I think the final score, the Colts won like 40-6. But early on in the game, the Colts kicker got injured. It was a roughing the kicker penalty on the extra point. And the Colts had to go for 2 the rest of the game. All right, folks. It's the fourth quarter of Bucs Seahawks. Bucs lead 28-21. Time to put your force up. Let's put those 4s up.
Put the 4s up in the chat.
Bucs.
Here we go, Brian S.
It's a crazy, crazy game. Yeah, Mark Fisher, thanks for the $4.99 super chat, says 3 long kickoff returns, time for someone fired. And Virgin Boys, thanks for the $1.99 super chat, says just kick it out of the back of the end zone. At this point, probably a better solution. Chase Brick putting up those 4s. Will the Brewer. Diesel Roche with the 4 emojis.
Tony Ghana, hold your breath. Can't count on our D.
It says 4 horsemen time. Woo! Mike Hogan, just one stop defense. That's what it kind of feels like at this point. Just one stop.
Guy City 5 brings up the point why Bullock, remember Bullock was placed on the initial 53-man roster over Nick Jackson because of his special teams ability. You know, he's better.
Yeah.
He's a leading special teams tackler in the preseason. He's been nowhere. Guy City 5 points out here so far in the special teams game. So I think Nick Jackson was a better overall linebacker, but
yeah,
John Bullock was a better special teams player.
That was the case for sure. Dan Williams, I can't put your comment up, but he says, just blitz, F it. Can't cover anyways. Yeah, people aren't fans of Thomas McGahee, the special teams coach. Decal 03 with a good point. 2/3 of your team is hurting you. Yeah,
you fire McGahee. I'm sorry.
Kind of feels like it's the Bucs offense versus the world.
You fire McGahee, who steps up? Is it Keith Tandy, who's going to be your new special teams coach, who's never done this before? You know, I don't like the idea of firing a coach mid-season. You got to stick it out, and you hope it gets better. And then in the offseason, you can make a move.
Darnold's going to roll out. Braswell in pursuit. He gets the first down. Mike Greenberg was pointing at something. There is a penalty marker. By the way, the Bucs have tweeted out that Emeka Buka has surpassed Michael Clayton for most receiving yards by a Buck through his first 5 games. Clayton was at 301.
Wow.
And there's a holding penalty on Seattle. Yeah, Buka, 5 catches, 129 yards. Whew.
Hope you guys started him in fantasy, man.
Yeah. I was so mad when my buddy drafted him in our fantasy football team.
Oh, dude.
Bucs have benefited when there's been penalties on Seattle's offense. 2nd and 12. And yeah, Anthony Nelson's in the game. Ball's tipped in the air. It's intercepted. It's intercepted. The Bucs take the ball away. Antoine Winfield Jr. is heading up the field. He's at the 35. The Bucs get the big turnover that they've been looking for. Their second of the game. Their second interception of the season. But there's a flag.
Oh boy, every time. we can't hear what's going on, but
illegal contact. On Zion McCollum.
Wow.
Oh. That one hurt.
Vita Vea gets in the way there.
Wait, what?
Boba can't come. No, Cooper Kupp can't come down.
Come on.
Man.
Oh, jeez. Almost a huge play for Tampa Bay. Jay Santos says that's BS. King Duffy says classic Bucs. Chase Rick says insane. Bucs guy says Zion won't let anybody get a pick. Free subtitles. AI says weak penalty. All right, 2nd and 6. Seahawks hand it off. Charbonnet gets enough for the first down. Man, that hurt. Ooh, the Commanders have taken the lead on the Chargers.
The return of Jaden Daniels, they're awesome. Injuries been a problem throughout the entire league, not just for the Buccaneers there. We got a flag here again.
12 men.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm Todd Bowles, I'm blitzing on like every play. Really? They retired the 12th man jersey? Let's see. Darnold has plenty of time. Throws it. Nice. No, you got to stay with him. All right, I guess they blew the whistle.
Okay, good.
Sarasi Dennis on the tackle. Nice play there by Sarvas. Yay.
Shaggy says, I want Venmo history of all the refs. That's funny.
Oh, the Cardinals game. I'm not sure what player it was. I think it was a tight end. It looks like his leg snapped in like a really brutal way. Oh, God. All right, 2nd and 15, back to Tampa Bay. Darnold in shotgun. He's got time. Son Reddick in pursuit.
Completion. There you go.
Sliding catch. But, yeah, that was a product of no time. Or all time. All right, big time 3rd down for Tampa Bay. They haven't gotten too many stops today. Three seconds on the play clock. 11:48 to go in the game. They send a blitz.
Yeah, Parrish.
In Jigba.
Zion saying it was bobbling, but ref's calling a first down with the strings. 0 pass rush.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Nah, he's in.
He had it. Yeah, he had it.
Darnold to the left side. Horton, he's popped up here and there. Sam Darnold's cooking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, finally,
There
nice play by Tampa Bay. Smith and Levante on it. Another 3rd down, 3rd and 2. Diesel Roche says Zion hasn't earned 1 penny. Seahawks will line up in shotgun. They're going to run it with Charbonnet, who gets the first down. It'll be 1st and goal for Seattle.
They've had their struggles running the ball this entire season, Seahawks, but so far I want to get updated result here, but 15 carries, 83 yards. Don't think this ran has updated the stats yet, but man, they were coming in 28th in the league in terms of yards per carry. they've been able to do what they want with this Buccaneers defense here in the second half right now.
Yeah. First and goal for Seattle. They're at about the 6-yard line. Darnold's going to throw.
Barner again.
Barner and missed
Wow.
tackle by Levante.
That's Levante. Oh, whoa.
And that's a touchdown.
So Levante, again, he didn't feel A.J. Barner behind him on the previous touchdown. And here he just can't bring him down. Just looks like too slow right now. It's the aging. Father time catches up to everybody, right?
28-27 with the extra point pending.
I mean,
Barner's a big dude, but
he is,
I mean,
6'6", 251. But
plus, he also had the benefit of the sideline. Like, you could have just pushed him out of bounds. Nonetheless, Myers on the extra points. It's good. We got a tie game once again.
Ben Pinnell here says he retired without telling anyone. He's talking about David. Man.
So the penalty on the illegal contact hurts the Bucs.
This game might come down to who has the ball in their hands in the final few seconds, final few minutes.
It's feeling that way. It's certainly feeling that way. Let's also remember, it was a big-time return by Seattle as well. They didn't have to drive all the way down the field. They essentially got it at midfield. Cody P says, garbage, spelling it out. Free Subtitles AI says, crazy game. That's true. Jay Santos says, NFL doesn't like the Bucs. I don't know if there's a complete bias, but some interesting calls. Tim Burton says, Reddick not worth $13 million.
Mike Hogan says, Levante David is a Bucs legend, and all y'all watch your mouth. I mean, if you're being we love Levante David. He's an all-time great for the Buccaneers. You got to be honest at some points too, and admit he's given up 2 touchdowns here in this game, both to A.J. Barner. Like you said, there, could have pushed him out. He's a big guy. Could have pushed him out of bounds. Use that sideline as your friend. I mean, you got to be objective at times and admit when Father Time has caught up to him, like Game On says here in the chat. Inside linebacker, a definite weakness for this Buccaneers team, and not much you can do.
I'd say linebacker, period.
Yeah,
inside linebacker and outside linebacker.
It's kind of frustrating to see also. Just like no pressure on. Nobody can get to Sam Darnold. It's kind of like, man, what is it going to take?
Oh, Mike Allstott's at the game. That's cool. Got to walk out with the captains. The A train.
Yeah, and the Seahawks have all their legends also.
Yeah.
For this game, like the Buccaneers did for the home opener.
Sean Alexander has like 14 kids, by the way.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Look at Hassel back there.
I think he has 13, and his wife is pregnant with their 14th. So,
that's like Antonio Cromartie and Philip Rivers.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to have their own football team.
Tony Kona says, we've got to pray Baker and the boys can answer. No mistakes.
Coming into this game, I was scared about those 2 tight ends, and the one who's had the bigger game, of course, is A.J. Barner.
Yeah.
The linebackers have not been up to task for covering these guys correctly and minimizing their impact. A.J. Barner he's having his breakout game right now, and you hate to see it's going up against. I thought it was going to be Savasi Dennis giving up those touchdowns, but it's Levante David here.
Barner has 7 catches for 53 yards and 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold has 280 passing yards and 3 touchdown passes. Baker Mayfield is 23 of 25. Hot damn. 278 yards, so he'll likely surpass Darnold on this drive. And 1 touchdown. He's got a QBR of 126.3 as the Bucs start with play action. Baker throws. Right over the middle is Tez Johnson. So he fell, and then the Seahawks players crashed into each other. Looks like one of the guys is down, unfortunately, but Tez Johnson with the heck of a game. It's now 4 catches for 59 yards. Good for him. Yeah, Johnson slipped, and then the two DBs collided into each other. One of them shaken up. Yeah, Baker's now at 295. Oop. Welcome back.
There we go.
$9:25 to go in this tie game. Baker will line up under center. Johnson goes in motion. More play action. I'm loving this play action. It's a screen to Rachaad White, who's going to head up the field. Has some blocking. Makes one guy miss. That's a first down and more for Rachaad White. Job well done. Screen game rolling along. Something about stiff arms in Seattle. Rachaad White.
Good blocks there by Haggard and Ben Bredesen, but he makes a good just stiff arm there, gets him down, and gets the first down. Man, beautiful play there by Rachaad White.
They're going to run it with White. Gets about 2 yards. Rachaad White has 26 rushing yards on 11 attempts. But he's made an impact as a receiver, 4 catches for 30 yards, and of course he has 2 rushing touchdowns. Appears to be another injury timeout. Baker Mayfield walks off the side, and that's Imanware, who just came back from injury, so unfortunate to see him down once again. Baker's got a Band-Aid on his left arm as well. Just a reminder again to everybody, we have the Pewter post-game show coming up after this, our Bucs at Seahawks post-game podcast. Myself and Scott Reynolds reacting to everything that we saw in this game. We'll hear from Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles. Hopefully we're talking about a Bucs win. And, of course, we'll get to all of your super chats, some questions and comments, all that stuff. So that'll be taking place after the game, probably around 7:45-ish, depending on how everything goes. But, yeah, stay tuned for us then. It'll lead us kind of into Sunday Night Football as well. All right. Must be a longer type of injury. So we'll get to some comments. Mike Hogan says, Grizz is killing it today. That he is. King Cook says, we have to score. No other option. Let's go.
Scoring touchdowns, no field goals.
Remember when people were saying that they should fire Josh Grizzard in the first quarter?
I think that's been a theme throughout all these games early on.
I think those people are awfully quiet now.
And last week, you were talking about it. You wanted to see how Josh Grizzard did, playing from behind. And like we talked about last week also, he didn't panic. He didn't get one-dimensional.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers didn't win, but they rallied back in the game. Obviously the fumble by Bucky Irving and the interception by Baker Mayfield, those two things hurt them. But he caught a good game last week also for being objective. Of course, they didn't get the win, but he didn't panic. He stayed pretty balanced for the most part. Got the Buccaneers to rally back, of course, with the execution of his players. But I like what I've seen so far from Josh Grizzard. He's a first-time play caller. Let's see how this entire season plays out. Ooh, sack right there.
Baker sacked. I'm curious Heck, like, let the blocker go for a second. It's almost like he thought a screen was coming. So it'll be 3rd and 17 for Tampa Bay. Oh, no, Heck just got beat horribly, and there was a blitzer as well. But we've seen the Bucs make some magic on these 3rd and longs. Of course, the Ibuka touchdown. Seattle stays aggressive. They bring the blitz. Baker's throwing deep down the field. He's got a guy.
Oh, missed.
Oh, he was looking for, I think, Sterling Shepard.
Yeah.
Goes incomplete, unfortunately. So Bucs will have to attempt a field goal. No, they're going to punt.
Second punt, only the second punt. We're in the fourth quarter now. Only the second punt of the game. Miscommunication.
They're missing someone. Oh, God.
Of course, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Now you got 8 seconds. Snap this ball off. Don't waste a timeout here.
Yeah, you can't waste a timeout.
They can't get the snap. Oh, they got it. Okay, there we go.
Keep it in. Oh, wow. Something worked on special teams for the Bucs. Riley Dixon with a great punt, and Josh Hayes downs it at the 1-yard line.
There we go.
Oh, God. The defense needs to show up on this drive. If they allow a 99-yard drive.
It started off messy there. No Sean Tucker on the field. But ended up pretty good for themselves. And I like seeing Josh Hayes on special teams, not on defense. I think it's a good thing that even though Vildor gave up the touchdown, I'd rather see Vildor right there instead of Josh Hayes, of course. But 99 yards, the Seahawks would have to go. Pin him all the way back at the 1.
Nicole Legistina says, best Josh Hayes play. All right, the defense has to get a stop here. $7:20 to go. Clock will start becoming a factor. Tampa Bay's got him on the ropes. They're going to run it with Charbonnet in the middle. Gets about a yard. Needs to be all hands on deck for Tampa Bay.
Cali Bucs, get a safety.
That would be nice.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah.
Yeah, for all the ridiculous play that the defense has had, for them to win it with a safety.
You're in a bad spot here, too, if you're offense coordinator Clint Kubiak. Empty set, so they're going to pass it here on second down unless they back in.
Arnold's in shotgun. They throw a screen. What the heck? Oh, no! Yaya Diaby tipped it. It's caught by, of course, Cooper Kupp. And that's going to be a first down. Let's see a replay here. I don't blame Yaya for not catching that because that's such a quick throw.
It's quick, but you got both hands on it. It seems it just came up. It's
of course Cooper Kupp
difficult, but
oh man,
that would have been an extremely easy pick 6 there. First down.
Now big hole for Kenneth Walker. He's moving it, and a late hit. No late hit.
Cali Buck says can't catch, can't tackle.
Yeah, this is pathetic. Not gonna lie.
Again, the Seattle Seahawks, they've been struggling in the run game, and today doing pretty good for themselves. Open up a huge lane there for Kenneth Walker third to get a huge first down, big chunk play.
I mean, the Bucs just had no answers.
Wow.
No answers in the second half. And they're going to get roughing the passer on the Bucs.
Oh, boy. Add 15 yards there, boys.
Yikes. Yeah, roughing the passer. I mean, the Seahawks are about to go 99 yards down the field. 99 yards. Come on.
That's so weak.
That's roughing the passer? Come on, yo.
He hit his head to his chest. Like, that's some of these calls. He's got to scratch your head here. It wasn't a helmet to helmet. I mean, he did lead with his head. I guess that's what they would go.
Drew says canceling my Sunday ticket.
T says Nana Diaby.
Yeah, that's a great comment. I mean,
wow,
the Seahawks
keep pushing. Wow,
the Seahawks have gone down the field in under 3 minutes. Now, granted, there was a penalty. Bucs Basement with the $2 super chat. Thank you. Says defensive minded head coach. It's his unit costing us. Defense has been the issue today. No doubt about it. Now, at least they're going to allow a touchdown fast enough.
Yeah.
That the Bucs will have time.
Well, hopefully they don't allow the touchdown, right? Ben, but don't break defense here.
Sure.
But
yeah, ideally.
The way they're moving the ball. Good tackle for loss. Okay.
Well done.
Tyke Smith and Logan Hall.
3rd and 2 for Tampa Bay. This is kind of reminding me of like the Thursday night Atlanta game last year and the Chiefs game as well. Where it's just like, you just know the defense isn't going to get a stop. Oh, Zion gets the stop on 3rd and 2. They blitz Tyke Smith. We'll see what Seattle decides. Good on the Bucs. Are playing up at the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so are they going to try to get them to jump off sides and go for it? This will be really aggressive here. I think they're playing with them.
They're going for it. Darnold drops back. Yaya's in pursuit. He can't get him. Darnold throws. Oh, bad to worse for the Bucs. Yaya Diaby had Sam Darnold dead to rights. And Darnold escapes and finds Horton for the touchdown. 34 points on the day for Seattle. And they take their first lead of the game. Oh, Yaya and Hassan Reddick, of course, the two edges that have done nothing all game. Yikes. Big time yikes. Kick is good. Whew.
3:18 left. 3 timeouts for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucs could easily tie this up, but I mean, there's no faith in the defense.
Can't get him down. 99 freaking yards here by Stubby Ryan. They did just go 99 freaking yards.
Yeah.
Scored a touchdown. Torrey Horton, the rookie, they're getting that touchdown. Wow.
Jesus. And I honestly don't want to hear, there's people in here complaining about it, but, like, well, they didn't have Jamel Dean. They didn't have Benjamin Morrison. Bucs Basement, thanks for the $2 super chat. Says, no more of you guys hyping up Yaya or hyping Yaya up. It's over. I mean, you want to be a killer, you want to make a play, and he just didn't. There's no excuse on that one. This is really bad.
Makes you miss those days when you had Shaq Barrett and JPP.
Yeah.
Freshman quarterback, man. This is not it.
Here's Josh Williams. So there's 3:14 to go. The Bucs could certainly tie this game up. They're definitely not out of it, but you're playing for a game that you're playing for overtime or maybe going for 2 versus playing with a lead. So we'll see. Oh, boy. 3:14 to go. Baker thrown down the field. Caught by Emeka Egbuka, who gets the first down and more. I mean, Emeka Egbuka is getting close to... He's now at 6 catches, 154 yards. If this game goes to overtime, which I'm not saying it will, who knows? Maybe the Bucs will score and go for 2. I don't know. But Baker's scrambling, steps up. Now he's throwing, he just throws it away.
Throws it away, yeah, smart.
There's a chance Emeka Egbuka could get 200 yards in this game. A legit chance.
Nowhere to go with a football, smart move, throw it away.
$12 seconds to go on the play clock. 2:44 remaining in the game. Baker's making some calls at the line. They get the snap. Baker's looking. He tries to step up, gets around his own lineman, dumps it off to Otten, who has the first down. And more. Cade Otten inside the 20. He flips after laying the shoulder. The Bucs... I hate to say it, but the Bucs are going to score too quick.
Yeah, it's going to leave too much time. Seattle still has 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
It's difficult because you want to score, but you don't want to score too quickly.
Exactly.
But they're going to let it go down to 2 minutes.
Yeah, it seems like it. Plus, they still do need to score. They're not in the end zone yet. I know things have come easily today, but
it's a hard position to be in because you also want, if Seattle goes down the field when they get the ball and they score, you still want time for you to be able to split. It's a really, really, really awkward position.
And we also have to remember, one, Tampa Bay has been, they've been awful in a couple of areas, but one of the areas they've been awful is their kick return coverage. Seattle started every drive at like midfield, essentially. And 2, they just need a field goal, so they don't need to go that far.
That is true. Michael Lurie says, don't give Seattle the ball ever again. Unless you go if you score here, you score a touchdown. Unless you go for 2.
I kind of think you go for 2, to be honest.
I think you go for 1.
I don't want this defense having to win the game for Tampa Bay. Mr. King says 13 seconds is all you need. Just ask the Bills.
Yeah.
T Woods Ocho Cinco says onside kick if we score. I think you have to be trailing to declare an onside kick.
Oh, yeah, you have to announce it right now.
Stan Glassman says defense has played well all year except today. The problem is we've seen this pattern with Todd Bowles. Nicola Logistina says Texans 2023, anyone? Yeah. Gaming Wizard says go for 2. They got to score first. But, I'd say go for 2.
I don't know. I think I play it safe here. I go for 1, and you just hope your defense can make a stop. Because if you don't make it, man, you're putting yourself in a really bad position. I know we don't want an overtime game like the Dallas Cowboys had a few weeks or this week. But, man, or last week here. It's really, again, with the timing here, it's really awkward. But first off, it starts with the Buccaneers scoring a touchdown. And then we come up with everything after that. But we got a super chat here by Andrew Johnson.
Oh, let's go. Thank you very much, Andrew, for the 499 super chat who says, pick 11 guys out of this chat to play defense next game. Couldn't get worse. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's been ugly on the defensive side. Completely erased what's been a fantastic game by Tampa Bay's offense. Nicole Justina says, does anyone have trust in our defense right now? I sure don't. Baker to a Buca on a screen. He falls, but still able to get 8 yards.
We'll be down at about the 12. Time keeps going. Looks like they don't have any real hustle here. Probably.
Yeah, I think you got to wind the clock down as much as possible. A minute 22 to go. Bucs down 35-28. In a very exciting game, if you like offense. Baker's looking, has time. He's going to scramble a little bit. Throws to the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Sterling Shepard makes it 35-34.
Graham Barry calling for
Looks like the
two.
Bucs are going to go for 2. I like it. I like it. Well, Baker won.
Baker on the sideline. Okay.
They are not. A very important extra point for Chase Money McLaughlin. Kick is up, and it is good. We got a tie game at 35 apiece.
Minute 8, 3 touchdowns. I'm sorry, 3 timeouts for Seattle. They wanted Baker and Graham were going for 2. Decided to go for 1, tie up the ball game. The question is, did you leave too much time on the clock?
You did.
Or a bit too early.
They did.
I mean,
awesome play. Baker Mayfield's been fantastic today. He's had his A game today. There's no doubt about it. He's now officially 29 of 33 for 379 yards. Man, if this game goes to overtime, he's probably going to have a 400-yard game. Just 2 touchdown passes, but that's because they ran it twice. I mean, somebody's got to make a play on defense or special teams for the Bucs. You just gotta. And this is a big play here. The Bucs have not covered in special teams. And they're going to have to try to get a stop here. And they do. Job well done. John Bullock, like we talked about. Oh, boy. All right. Tie game, 35-35. Bucs defense has been reeling in the second half.
What a game, man.
Oh, man. Don't love this for Tampa Bay, but there's nothing they can do. Be aggressive. They don't. Darnold completes the cup. I think he got out of bounds, so you save the timeouts. 58 seconds to go. Again, it doesn't take much. I think if you're the Bucs, you got to get aggressive. I know it's risky, but if you can't just sit back and let them slice and dice you. everything has worked for Seattle. The Bucs have not really brought the house at all. Looks like Jacob Parrish is creeping up a little bit, and Winfield's up at the line of scrimmage. They blitz Winfield, and he gets to Darnold, and it's intercepted! It's intercepted by Lavonte David! The future Bucs Ring of Honor member makes a huge play with 52 seconds to go. It's the Bucs ball. It's the Bucs ball. Holy smokes. They got aggressive. They blitzed, and look what happened. Whew. Oh, my goodness.
You wanted you. Matt, we could talk about the redemption arc these two quarterbacks have had throughout their career now, but Lavonte David gave up 2 touchdowns to AJ Barner. He now redeems himself with that pick, and you wanted them to be aggressive. Antoine Winfield went in with the safety blitz, create that pressure there, and wow, Lavonte David, man, you redeemed yourself right there. What a play.
Now, Seattle does have 3 timeouts, so
yes.
Bucs run it with Rachaad White. He gets a couple of yards. Again, the Bucs aren't out of the woods just yet. You have, well, first of all, you got to make the kick. Secondly, you have to protect again on special teams. I know they just made a good stop last time. Man, the cardiac Bucs. I kind of like what Wellesley is saying here. Need a play action fake here and pass to Godwin to end it. I mean, I meant like, certainly if they want to throw it to Chris Godwin Jr., be my guest. But I wouldn't mind a little play action here. I mean, you've been carving up the Seahawks defense. Do you want to get tentative and conservative all of a second? Because a first down here, and you're essentially just playing for the field goal right after. They do run it on second down.
No gain.
I get it. You gotta force Seattle to burn their timeouts.
But it doesn't work if you don't get that first down. So this third down is going to be huge here. 3rd and 7. You're talking about going to Chris Godwin. For me, I would hit Emeka. He's had the hot game so far. He's going to...
It could be anyone.
Yeah, anybody. He's at 163 yards so far, 7 receptions and 7 targets. It could be anybody. But right now, who do I trust most on that offense? It's Emeka.
Why was Baker Mayfield running off to the side? Okay, he's back. I think play action and let Baker be smart. Like if he's, because you're not. Go. Rachaad White is cutting it. Rachaad White gets a first down, and he stays in bounds smartly. That's a great play by Rachaad White. The Bucs are setting up for the game-winning field goal. Great football IQ by Rachaad White.
Slide, stay in bounds, force Seattle to use their final timeout.
The game is on the line. On the line, and the Bucs execute on a 3rd and long. 3rd and long has been huge for the Bucs today. The Bucs were 3.5-point underdogs.
So last week, Seattle, their special teams unit, they blocked a punt already in week 3.
Oh my God!
Blocked a field goal as well. Last week, they were like mere milliseconds from blocking a field goal attempt by the Arizona Cardinals. You just hope right here. It comes down to the protection line. Hold up.
By the way, the Tennessee Titans just scored the craziest touchdown I've ever seen in my life. The Cardinals intercepted the pass from Cam Ward. Then the guy got tackled, fumbled it. It was all Cardinals players around the ball. They knocked the ball into the end zone. It was recovered by Tennessee. That's one of the most wild things I've ever seen. But yeah, Todd Bowles going to take his time. Call timeout with 3 seconds left. And here's your chance for the game winner, Chase Money McLaughlin. 35-35. For the game, Money McLaughlin is on to kick the game-winning field goal like he did against the Jets a couple of weeks ago. As the graphics say, he is hit from 29 and 36 today. This is a 39-yard attempt. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is good! It's good! The Bucs win 38-35. The Chase Bank is open once again. What a back-and-forth game. What a wild game. The Bucs win. Final score of 38-35. The Bucs let last week's loss roll off their back, and they come back and win once again in dramatic fashion because that's all they know how to do. Chase McLaughlin bangs home the game winner. Levante David, a clutch interception at the end. Some defensive woes, but it was made up for by that interception. And Baker Mayfield, the quarterback of the Bucs, playing a sensational football game. That was one of the best games we've ever seen from Baker Mayfield. Daniel, your final thoughts about this game?
They got their kicks off cleanly. Chase was able to get his kick off cleanly, and the Buccaneers, they get the win. You know, this was all the injuries they had. 16 players on the injury report on Wednesday. It didn't matter. The Buccaneers came out here. They fought to the final seconds, and somehow this team found a way again. This is what great teams do in the NFL. They find ways to win in the final few seconds. And I think the Buccaneers, they're not a pretender. They are a contender here.
Yeah, some things to clean up, no doubt about it, but you got to love that offensive performance today. Just a reminder, again, we're not done. We'll have a Pewter post-game show coming up in about half an hour, 45 minutes to recap this Bucs thrilling win over the Seattle Seahawks in this game. Mr. King with a $2 super chat. Thank you. Says, who said we need to cut Levante David? I don't think anyone was saying that, but what an awesome win for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And with that said, we have one last video to play, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. What an awesome, awesome game. This was a ton of fun. That's going to do it for us on today's show. For Daniel Morales, I'm Matt Matera saying thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next week for another edition of the Pewter GameDay Show. Bucs are 4-1. Out.